practically.
Hey, everybody.
Yo!
How's everyone doing today? Listen, I just want to get right to this. I don't want to keep anybody waiting. I have something to say. I have some bad news that I have to break to some people out there. And that news is we're not going anywhere. Nothing changes. The iiRcade lives forever. What's going on, everybody? What an interesting day. I got two beers. One for John, one for Michael. Michael's yours is already empty, but we'll get to John's beer.
Cheers.
Here in a minute. Shout out to both of you. Thank you for bringing us this amazing machine that has brought so much happiness to my life. That has, I've made so many great friends all through the iiRcade.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we're never going to lose.
Absolutely.
But man, what we're about to gain is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Now, I know, with the iiRcade, one thing that I always loved is I loved buying and owning licensed games, because when you start messing around with ROMs, you just never know the quality, if the game's going to be working. But we're in a totally different world now, people. So we're going to have to take what we can get.
Yep.
And big shout out to Glenn, of course, coming in to save the day and causing some people nightmares, because you thought we were gone. But now we're here pretty much forever with an endless supply of games. Damn, my wallet is throwing a party tonight, Steps.
I know.
Hey,
it's like,
I was going to say,
my accountant shot off some streamers.
My first thought was they finally listened. I could have the entire TurboGrafx 16 library on my arcade console.
I was kind of feeling bad until I saw House of the Dead. I was like,
yeah,
maybe you shouldn't have shown that so quick.
Yeah.
Let me mourn for a little bit.
Yeah, there's obviously pros and cons, and you could debate those till the end of the earth. But yeah, I mean, you gotta make lemonade out of lemons, right? So
hey, we're heading into the Wild West,
uncharted territory.
And I lived my entire life unpredictable, so I'm ready for any journey that we're about to go on.
That's right.
Let's see where it ends up.
We're moving forward without a map. That's what we're doing.
Yes, that is a segue into Steps' show tomorrow night. Tell them a little about it, Steps.
Tomorrow night, it's a new show that myself, Papa Brad, and Sosa have started doing. But Sosa's out he's busy working, so I said he was on vacation. So I invited Brooklyn Menace and Nyx to join us to play Heated Barrel and possibly Blood Brothers if we have some time, because we're doing a Wild West themed episode. And so first half's going to be iiRcade, second half's going to be Fightcade. We're going to play a bunch of Wild West games, and I'm really excited about it. Every week is going to be a different show, a different theme. Eventually we'll get to Atari, and Papa Brad's going to be excited.
Oh yeah.
Atari's
Jeffrey's calling me a mensch.
Atari.
That's a good thing in Yiddish. I'm Jewish, Jeffrey, so I know. My grandmother didn't call me that. She used to say gay kaken afen yum, whatever that means. I think get the hell out of here.
Holeta is what my grandmother said. And I think it's Polish for like die of the plague or something.
So we still have Game Fight going on.
Yes.
Okay. We have to get to this tonight. Let's click this real quick. You see the Game Fight stuff. That can wait.
That's right. Who's gonna take home the gold?
Now the summer games, we may need to speed that up a little bit, because I don't know if week 3 is happening. I had some good ideas for the summer games to keep it going for at least like a month, but I don't think we're gonna make it that long. So let's enjoy tonight.
Let's enjoy tonight.
It may stay up.
We don't know. We still, like I said, Steps, we're heading into uncharted territory. We don't know. Is the person-to-person going to work? Are our iiRcades going to explode in a week? Are we all going to throw them in the trash with cuddles? We don't know, but we're going to see what's going to happen. And we will be here every week, still doing the same thing, still enjoying our games and enjoying everyone's company. We got 38 people hanging out with us tonight. Brad, would you like to say hi to everybody?
Oh, absolutely.
And here we go.
Welcome to the chat. Sonic Night Watcher, Ritual Dello, Tony C. Good to see you. Mike Cock Hurts. Oh my goodness. Made in
All the
Canada.
time.
Welcome to the stream. Sacro, welcome to the stream. Brother Bill. Of course, we got Mitchell B here. We got Sosa Fam Bam Bam, Lord Sosa himself in the chat. Mitchell B, Jeffrey Shev, Rainwater Games to Die For. Let's see.
Oh, like a mother.
Carlo.
Like a mother.
Yep. Kevin Clausen, Paul Barnes, Goofy Foot. We got Mikey J Productions in the chat. MJP. And Miami Tiger Arcade. Welcome to the show.
Should I change all the eyes for the show members to little tombstones?
I have a question, Brooklyn. Is
Oh.
iiRcade going out of business? Is it going to affect any of your enjoyment of the games you already have?
No,
Excluding
see,
playing them online. Obviously, you know.
See, people
that could
don't
go
listen. They listen whenever we say something bad or do something bad. That they listen to. But whenever
that's magnified a
whenever we do something
1,000%.
good, or
Yeah.
we've literally made this point. I don't know. I think I've said it countless times, probably on this show, on the iiRcadians. We have, as long as the games don't disappear off my iiRcade, like how the hell am I going to get through over 300 games? If I did a video of one game a day, that would still be over a year.
3 years worth of content. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, we just enjoy playing these together. There's definitely going to be some changes, but we will adapt. I'll definitely miss leaderboards, but you know, we'll figure that out. We'll figure a workaround to that.
We can still post scores. Absolutely, we can still do that.
But I'm just really happy that Glenn's deck is going to see the light of day, and that he's going to have it where you could switch over, because I'm 100% honest. I would not do something where I would completely mod it into only like ROMs, because then it's not an iiRcade anymore.
No. I like that he's saying we could just switch back and forth, you know, between playing all those classic games. Imagine playing Centipede on iiRcade, or, you know,
Donkey Kong,
Dig Dug with, you know, with a 4-way gate with perfect controls. Donkey Kong, it's all possible. It's all going to be possible.
TurboGrafx 16.
TurboGrafx
16.
He mentioned Dreamcast today too, so we're gonna have
he was playing the Dreamcast version of House of the Dead 2. It looked like, so you know Dreamcast is going to work.
You see, if you're watching out there, I can't tell you how many times, you know, we talk about the show and about things we can do. We're all huge fans of our at games. We play the pinball games. We discuss strategies on that.
And it plays ROMs.
On our Legends.
They call it bring your own games, but you're basically playing emulated ROMs.
The only thing that ever held the Legends from being featured on this show is the fact that it didn't have the HDMI out. Yeah, if it had that HDMI out, it would have been part of the show.
Is this show becoming the Friday night at game show?
No.
No. Okay.
It'll be the Friday night arcade show.
Arcade.
Like this is where it's at. You know, for at games stuff.
This is where it's at.
You should just keep you should keep the 2 eyes in the name. That Friday.
I can tell you one thing. This is not becoming the Arcade 1-Up show, because I'm not buying any more cabinets, and I'll get through the 10 games I have in the combination of cabinets in one night, and we'll be bored. So
it's not that.
Don't worry.
It's the fact you can't hook.
We got plenty of people doing
HDMI.
Arcade 1-Up stuff.
Can't stream that either, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's another issue. But even if you could, like, what are we going to do? Play the same exact
game?
You're limited. I agree.
I like that, Carlo.
It is
at game Cadians.
You're limited to the games that are on it.
Yeah,
I love at games. By the way,
it gets boring after a while. So. Yeah, the at games was always a contender to be featured in the show.
Yeah,
it still is.
We don't have that,
but with no HDMI out, it's just not going to happen. Because even recently, as just the other day when we were talking about the Cactus Jack table, and Nick, you had mentioned like we should be playing these against each other, like do a pinball segment. I was like, yeah, that'd be great. But the pain in the ass of doing that is setting up the camera,
multiple cameras on each pinball
because even if you put a camera directly over your pinball machine, because I've tried it, and you film it, try to stream that where people that are watching it on their cell
Can
phones
see it properly.
can
yeah.
see it. If you're not watching it
Too
on like a
small.
60-inch screen, you're not even going to see what's going on in the game. So that's
the
the
only-
the
problem
only-
with
the
that.
only other thought I
at
had-
games is not going to have HDMI out. The 4K will not. I've already asked them
Yeah,
that
the only
question
other way you
directly.
do it is you stream directly to YouTube from it, like you can, and then
I've
you have
done
to,
that too.
Yeah, then you have to take the window and put it into your streaming software, and there'll be lag, right? I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
To try to do that because it'll be delayed.
Probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I did a few little shows. It was called One More Credit, and I would sometimes stream right through the ad games, but it was like it was hit or miss. It would be streaming and then it would just stop. So then I started doing it through my Pandora's box because I was able to set that down right in front of me. I would go right through the M Classic to fix the perspective and play games through that on that show. But with the iiRcade, once I ran the HDMI out from that, I was like, here we go. We're ready to go.
Easy.
Yeah.
Every
Plug and
week
play. Go.
we got new games coming. It's exciting.
Brooklyn, you know what I was asked today? And we really owe this to the community. People have asked me, new owners that just got iiRcades, what are the 10 games I need to get right now before the store goes away?
That's
Not Versus.
I think we need to. We joke
name
about
one game,
Versus,
let's go
but
around
let's
the
get
circle.
serious
One game around the
and
circle.
let's really nail down some top titles, because once the store's gone, you're not going to be able to pick them up. And
I'm
this
gonna
is
say
important. We do it
Mayhem
tonight.
Brawlers. See, the reason why I'm gonna say certain titles is most of the modern ones is because those are ones that you're not gonna be able to get to play on an arcade elsewhere. You can pretty much find almost all of these games if you wanted through
who
other
agrees
methods.
that the modern games should be the first ones you pick? I'm going to put it out there. I love retro games, but there's
Yes.
millions of ways to play retro games.
I'm gonna say Rigid Force Redo.
I'll get one. Let's go around.
Wiz-
so it's not one person.
Wizard
Okay,
of Walls.
Wizard of Walls.
is the top.
Steps.
That's got to be on there.
Galaxy of Champions TV.
Satrin, but we
Yeah,
already
Twin
have-
Stick
Saturn's
shooters.
free Donut Dodo.
Yeah.
Donut
Yeah,
Dodo for sure.
100%.
Space
I played
Invaders.
Donut Dodo
Space
on the iiRcade.
Invaders.
I played it on the Evercade, and there's no comparison. It's
You need-
not nearly as
Here's
fun playing it.
here's
Yeah,
why
you
everyone
need-
should
you
get
need to
Space
explain-
Invaders,
yes, exactly.
because
You
Space
need to explain
Invaders is a unique version that you could only play on the iiRcade, and it's the best version ever made of the
Which will
game.
make it rare because you're not going to play it anywhere else.
Even
but
for
the arcade.
reselling it, you want to
Yeah.
have Space Invaders on it.
It's like,
you know,
what is it, $7?
it's real. It's not much.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
The
Goofy
Space
Foot,
Invaders
yeah.
Infinity Gene is really good too, and that's
Yeah.
a more modern version, and that game's
Definitely
great.
pick that one up. I agree. Steps.
Goofy Foot's right. All the modern retro games you should pick up.
Galacticon.
Galacticon. Wow, absolutely. Galacticon.
Ninja Baseball Batman. Don't miss
Yep.
out on that one.
That's a good
Oddmar.
one.
Kevin Clausen
Warrior
just put it in the
Blade,
chat.
which was
Warrior
lovingly.
Blade.
I mean, that was really, they did a lot to get it the way it is on iiRcade.
Yeah.
Warrior
That's
Blade.
gonna be
Warrior Blade, even though it's a retro game, because you're never gonna find it in its proper perspective
And
like that.
emulated
you can get
so
that
well.
elsewhere, but it's always stretched.
It's
never-
stretched and it's wow.
You're not
it's
gonna
as
find
good.
it that way.
Galacticon, yeah, we said that one. But the modern retro games, pick them up. I mean, those are the ones I would say get, because a lot of the games you could play through emulation.
Did you
Yeah,
guys say
that's
Longhead?
what should guide you. The emulation.
Longhead's a good one.
And
Guys, we need help renaming the iiRcadians brand. What should we be called? The Glen Arcadians now?
The Glencadians.
These are all just jokes, but you can, if you want to put
the
some in the chat, just
Glencadians.
have fun. Go ahead.
The Piracy
The
Cadians.
Glenadians. The Glenadians. There you go. The Glenadians.
I plan on being the buzzed Arcadian pretty soon. so-
The
Buzz.
Yeah.
Pyracadians.
Now we will have DOA too. Yeah, if they do Dreamcast, we'll get DOA
USCVS.
too.
Well, you see, that's the
CBS
thing.
too.
Like that's going to open the door for plus peripheral support, most likely with that switch. You switch over, and then you can add your flight stick and
I didn't
steering
see
wheel
it.
possibly.
I didn't see a steering wheel. He showed
No,
one.
no,
yet, but
that's what the add-ons you can add to this.
The
control
Hacker
deck.
Cadians.
Yeah, the
That's
hacking
what he said.
Cadians.
It's not out yet, but he
The ROM Arcadians.
Glenn said that you can add all that stuff in the future. He's working all that because you got those 3 slots at the front where you can
the thing that's really underrated that not many people here are talking about is that Akari Warrior stick. I think that
Yeah.
looks like a blast.
That
I
does
want to
look pretty
play
cool.
That's
Akari.
gonna be
And one of the
cool.
first things I want to play is Akari Warriors now. I'm like, damn, Akari Warriors. Guerrilla War. You know, those old SNK games are great.
Oh, Steps, gotta tell everybody how stupid I am. So, you know, the iiRcade put up that like kind of like somber and cryptic, you know, just the basic graphic and
Yeah.
their little
Yep.
statement. So I, you know, and of course everyone immediately went to negative. Oh, you know, that's it. This is it. And I'm so stupid that I spun it to be a positive way. So I wish I can pull up what I wrote because I figured let me type it out. So when I'm right, I could say, look, I said this earlier. Well, I was wrong. Well, let's get that. That's number one. But let me try to think about what I said. I said, Michael always, whenever you watch Game Days, Michael always did like little spins on the title, right?
Yeah.
So and it was always like something that you would figure out. So when it's like the title was an arcade console, number one, they always called it an arcade console. So then it was like the complexities. What was it? The complexities of what? Something in the description?
Of running
Of
an
the
arcade
arcade
console like
consoles?
that.
Oh, the
Creating-
complexities of a simple concept.
Yeah, that was it.
So here's how my brain deciphered that. I was like, I know what it is. So they're saying an arcade console. So they're going to release a console game, and it's easy to learn but hard to master.
Yeah, yeah.
Boy,
yeah.
was I wrong.
See,
That's-
I did a video where I said that I thought they were going to release a console that hooks up to the TV, and only because they said they were sticking around. They kept insisting they had something
Yeah.
big planned.
Hey, can you pull up that?
And I told
But-
Steps, I said,
but
don't release that. Don't
release
do
it.
it.
But
Don't
I
do
sent
it.
you- But
Hey,
I sent you
Brooklyn.
a message late last night, and I said, "Look, I went back to the thing. I saw that they put the
Yeah,
complexities,
pull up that
and I
chat.
go, I have a bad feeling about this, Brad." And that was that. So I'm glad that you talked me
Yeah.
out of it, because once I saw that, I go,
Hey, here's a talking point here from Mike Hawkers here. Selling iiRcade is not wise. If you unlink it from your account, it is useless to new buyer. But if you keep it paired, you are leaving your account vulnerable with new owners. All right, what do you think about that?
Well,
They can't
what
add
I
or
would do
subtract
is
games to it once the
I
store's
would just
gone, though.
delete your credit card information off
Yeah.
of the store, and then
Yeah, because you can't purchase anything once
There
the
won't be no
servers are down.
store.
There would
So, I
yeah,
mean,
there won't be
what
no
can
store.
they
And really,
do?
the app really shouldn't work
yeah,
anymore
technically
because
it doesn't really
yeah,
matter. But
it
Doesn't really
shouldn't.
matter once it's. But you know,
if you just want to play it safe,
Well, we'll see because we're keeping our cabinets. We'll see what happens once it does go down. We
yeah.
can-
So you have to understand.
I'll
I
always
would,
yeah,
I
love
would,
all my
we'll check it
arcades.
out.
I would have kept
Mm,
my
I got so many
cabinet
games I love on 'em.
if the only thing that was on it was Dragon's Lair, because that was the original reason that I bought it, because Arcade One Up had advertised they were going to put out a Dragon's Lair. I was like, oh, finally I'll be able to like play this game and not put $1,000 into it and not get past the first level. I can just figure it out. And it just disappeared and they never brought it out. Arcade comes around, they got the Dragon's Lair cabinet. I was like, yep, I want it now. So
yeah, Dragon
I
Slayer
got
got me to fire the trigger on it.
and then
you know?
my gold was, I couldn't number one, I couldn't pass up on the gold, which I'm so happy to this day that I didn't. And the Space Invaders design.
Yeah, gold's going to be a collectible. I mean, they didn't sell that many of them apparently, so I mean, it's going to be more
I think
valuable.
they're all going to be collectible at this point, because anytime when you can't get something anymore, that's when people want it.
Yeah, it makes it more rare, you know.
Yeah, I
mean,
just made that post on my community post. I go, the Dragon's Lair New Waves toys is still in insane demand.
mhm.
Because it is, because you can't get it, and everybody and their
It
brother
is.
wants it. It's like $500 on eBay. It's like, no.
And that's the thing too. Depending on how well you take care of your cabinet will determine the value. As there is limited number now, they're not making any more. 10,000, and then people are throwing them out. Sorry, Cuddles. And
Brad's is the most valuable because he has every game on it.
Yeah, I have every game
yeah,
on it.
yeah,
On
there
all
you
of
go.
mine.
See,
On
that's
all
the
of
other.
mine
That's
have
the
every
other.
game on
That's
it.
the other thing too. The game library that's on it is also going to determine its value. And not only that, especially the gold owners that have the signature of Jong and the CEO and all that stuff on there, like you've got you've got something that's
as just part of a collection of
have it,
arcades in my home. I mean, I literally can go to it and play every Toplin game. That alone would have made
it's
it
a
like
defunct collectible, Miami.
For me, that would have made it like amazing, you know. But you know, it won't affect my enjoyment of it down the road. Now, new owners, I would say pick up the modern retro games because those you want to have, and you can't really play those. I mean, a lot of those games are unique experience on iiRcade.
I'll have to send you my game list, Brad, of my 110 or whatever, and you could tell me if there's anything I could get for a few dollars to add. But what's tonight? What are the games tonight? I got the volleyball.
So tonight we're gonna be doing goal.
Okay, got that.
We got championship USA Championship volleyball.
Got that.
Hoops 96.
Got
and
that.
And then we have Bang Bead. That you may not have.
I don't have that. What is that?
Bang Bead is imagine like a faster paced Windjammers, but you have these crystals that are floating behind you. And it's almost like a fighting game. And the thing is, it's like you're hitting this ball or back and forth. And if it gets by your opponent and it hits their crystals, they disappear. And then you have like some special moves and stuff that you can build up. So you want to take out all their crystals, and then that opens up the force field behind them. And then if you hit it past them, you win the round.
Okay, it's a Visco game. All right.
Yeah, and then you have all these kind of like creative characters, very, like I said, very fighting game type, you know, mix with the sports element.
Can you pull up one of your shills, Old Man Kaiju? Can you pull up his list? He has a very strong list for someone that kind of likes to mix the retro with a lot of the modern. Actually, he has a really good list, actually. That is a fantastic list. Those are all games I love on my machine, and he is a shill member.
Yeah.
Operation Wolf and Thunderbolt, so you can play it when you get the new Glenn's control panel. Wizard of Walls. Saturn was free, but get it on your machine now. Rangok Skies, Ninja Baseball Batman, Oddmore, Space Invaders and Space Invaders Infinity Gene, Galacticon, Raising Hell, Dragon's Lair, Space Ace, Dragon's Lair 2, and Space Ace.
Yeah.
And I agree, like if you're a fan of those Laserdisc games, you know, get them on iiRcade. They're great. Yeah. I mean,
and they're not going to be making
that's what you're a fan of.
Cabs, Ranger. Those aren't coming.
You have to think about it like this point, and we've said this so many times.
Think about what you want.
We all, like everyone here on this panel, we all love arcade games, and we'll buy an arcade and spend a lot more, you know, or close to what we did on our iiRcades, if not more, to get like 10 games, you know. And everything I've bought, I've never sold any of the cabinets I bought. I filled up my space, so stuff like the iiRcade, having that feeling like every week it's just exciting, and watching it like grow and become like almost like a new cabinet every week was exciting and a lot of fun. I can walk over just to the left of it and I got thousands of games, you know, through CoinOps X. But I still always find the iiRcade to be my favorite place to play games.
They really curated the games well too.
Even with the bad news today, the first thing I did when I got home,
iiRcade,
wind down, I pop it on, you know.
Oh yes, and Heavy Metal Titans is going to be the last game.
Absolutely.
When's that coming
out?
Well, soon, hopefully. Sooner rather than later. I'm not too sure.
They're
working on it.
Yeah. I saw some posts that Glenn's Deck's not expected till October, November. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I pre-order it, they're going to charge me in October when it ships?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
When it ships,
they charged me today.
I think they put a hold, and then the
hold. Okay, I didn't know. I saw it was on my
and then the hold will disappear after 3 days, and then they'll charge you when it ships. That's usually what happens.
Yep.
Okay, I wasn't aware how it worked.
Yeah.
And then later on, once he gets his goal, then he'll be developing the SBC. He said, so
yeah,
and that'll be available probably a little bit later. What did he say? Like late third quarter into the fourth quarter.
Who changed their name to the iiRcadians? Is that Carlo? Did you change your name? Very few of the games are not in CoinOps X. Yeah, but they run better on the iiRcade. I have CoinOps X. There's no
Michael
comparison.
was making a point that he's saying that they charge now,
and I got the awesome
charge
sauce
money
build
for the manufacturing. So
okay.
But you can yeah, Glenn did mention that you can, like, if you changed your mind right up until before the point
Yeah.
that it ships, you can cancel.
Yeah, because
Yep.
I said that I'm not going to change my mind. I want it, man. Let's go. Let's roll.
'Cause that's
Oh,
also
yeah.
going to be rare too, right?
You know,
See, I'm
Yeah.
confused. I thought he said that they were he doesn't charge you for anything till it ships. But maybe that changed. Who knows?
Well, they got to make them, so they have to,
Yeah.
you know,
it's
get the
it's
capital
shout
to
out to
do
Michael in the chat. Thank you for bringing us all these amazing games.
Hey,
that. Yeah, Michael,
Michael.
thank you.
I'm
Michael,
gonna.
like,
It's
I'm
always
not worried
going to be
about
part of my
Michael.
home arcade.
Michael's gonna do big
Oh,
things.
he's going to do great. He's going to go
Yeah.
on and do something even probably bigger.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was amazing.
Gotta love the business world.
Yeah.
You know, and
Michael's
shout
awesome.
out to iiRcade. They swung for the fences. I mean, they thought big. You know, Jong had a big dream. And they went for it.
Oh.
And I respect that.
Just a series of unfortunate events.
Hmm.
We're gonna
Yep,
watch a movie now.
Like
Stuff that's out of
everyone,
your control.
yeah, it depends on who you ask. But like I said, like, they were just in a position where I really don't think anything that they could have done would have satisfied everybody every week. There was just always that, these people are happy, those people aren't. It's just how it was.
Well, I mean, they said they're going out of business, and like all these people are still asking for stuff. It's like they're going out of business.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but that was announced
really.
today. People are still doing that.
I understand the
Oh, man.
business world is lame. That's why I'm here on the game side. Like, I never, I have
I hear you, Michael.
direct contact to John all the time, and
I hear
Michael.
Yeah.
Like, Michael could probably confirm in the chat. I never asked these dudes for anything. I never
Absolutely.
asked them like what's coming up. I don't want to know anything. I just like to enjoy it as a fan of the system.
Just to
And
further
be as
that
surprised as
too,
everybody
none of us knew this announcement was happening today. Not one of us knew.
None of us.
None of us knew that any of this.
I think
was
we
gonna
made
happen.
that
We
clear
were as shocked.
earlier, Brad, with my statement.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
as anybody with, we had no idea. they
Well,
were
you
gonna
guys
be
are
going
true
out of
warriors,
business.
man. You fought to the last man. You did. You held out until you couldn't hold out any longer, and you had no choice. I understand that. It's business.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how it
You
goes.
can't
I mean,
say
how it goes.
anything either. Sometimes you gotta be
way
quiet.
bigger businesses have gone under,
Yeah.
ones that you would never think that rake in so much money every day, but that's just the world we live in.
Yep.
So you never know. So if you have a company that puts out a product that you enjoy, just enjoy it, because you never know when it's going to end.
I know.
And I could say that we all enjoyed it every week, like the excitement.
Almost every day I would play my
Yes, we did.
arcade, something on it.
And that's part of the reason why
It's a great product.
What I liked about not knowing, because knowing kind of takes the surprise away, and that was part of the fun.
Yeah, I love those streams, those surprise streams. The one more thing. It was
Yes.
very engaging. Absolutely.
I'm going to say one more thing at the end of the show tonight, and then reveal
Oh,
the
the
new
one more
logo,
thing,
the
one more
Friday
thing.
night arcade 1-up show.
Friday night arcade one-up show. We'll be playing Big Blue for
4
Infinity.
hours.
We did that last Saturday on my
4
show.
hours of my 2-player Pong machine coming to you every Friday. Tune
See,
in.
That's the great thing about Arcade Battledome. We could play whatever the hell we want.
Kevin, there's not going to be any retro knockout cabinet. Most likely not.
Steam, baby.
Yeah, you want to play that? It's going to be on Steam, buddy. It's not. Yeah, I don't believe it's coming to iiRcade.
Yeah, I don't think
Heavy Metal Titans is going to be the last game for iiRcade.
Yeah, and that was like also one of the first things I thought of.
Yep.
Because I met Chris, and
Yeah, great
those
guy.
guys worked so hard on that game. And I was like, damn, they're like right at the finish line. It's dropping on Steam and next on iiRcade. So I'm really happy to hear that's coming out. It was nice of them. Obviously they probably have no choice now but to do it for free. But I'd say, yeah, 100%. I was looking forward. I didn't buy the Steam version because I was looking forward to the iiRcade version. That's where I wanted to play it. But we're going to get the game for free. Play it. If you enjoy it, support them. Pick up a copy of it on Steam as well.
Yeah, Old Man Kaiju said the sales are done Wednesday, not the store.
Is
For
that, I keep
iiRcade.
hearing different things. What's the truth on that? You know,
I heard sales. Sales are
I
over
heard
on
the
Wednesday,
sales are
and
over.
and beyond that day,
They don't guarantee it.
know. They don't
Honestly,
guarantee because
I
after
think I'm
that, they
good,
don't know.
man. Like I've combed through everything on set. I have everything I want. The
I
only
know.
thing maybe I could say, like, I skipped out on a couple of the ColecoVision games, but that's about it. I really think at this point, the last game I bought was Brock the Investigator, and I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I've so many games to play, and with them coming out every week, we get sucked into the new thing. And if I'm not done with what I was playing the week before, it just gets lost in the shuffle. So I can.
Can I speak on the servers? Like, they're still going on about the servers, the chat here. What is going to happen is bankruptcy is being filed. Nothing's going to happen until it's finalized. Until then, they can still operate the business, right? So until that gets finalized, the servers are going to be up and running. At that time, the trustee is going to take control of everything once it's finalized, and then they own all the assets. So at that time, they decide what happens to everything. So that would be the day where the servers either continue or go offline. So there's going to be time for that. I don't know how long it takes to get bankruptcy proceedings to be finalized, but like I said, buy them now before sooner or later. And plus, you got to think there's got to be time for them to get Heavy Metal Titans onto the store too. So there's going to be a little bit of time, but don't wait.
And with Heavy Metal Titans, like, they're just gonna have to get it out there fast. So, like they said, if there's any bugs or anything in the game, like, we're gonna get what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
No updates. There'll be no updates. Yeah, you're right.
No leaderboards, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Those are on a server.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's fine. Now I can just lie and say, Nix, I did beat you in that game.
Yeah. We all beat Nix.
Yeah, you take your screenshot and you can kind of Photoshop it. Yeah, I see what you're gonna do there. Yeah.
All right, so I don't like what more we can discuss about iiRcade not putting out any more games and being finished.
We did.
I think we touched on all the topics.
Yeah.
Yep, I believe we're good to go. Let's start
now.
The game fight.
Can we get to the fun stuff?
Yeah. Let's get to the fun stuff.
Let's play some games.
I would say first tonight, we talked a little long, so let's do 3 rounds of game fight, and then we're gonna get right into the summer games week 2, possibly the final week, because we don't even know if we're gonna make it now to week 3.
I don't know if we'll have servers.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll get into that, but we'll do game fight first, and then remember, when we do summer games week 2 tonight, we got goal, U.S. Championship volleyball, Hoops 96, and Bang Bead. We're going to do it just like we did last week. I'm going to spin a wheel. You have 4 hosts here on the screen. It's going to pick a host, and it's going to pick a game. And then that host will start up the game. Anyone that's watching the show that wants to jump in that has the game and challenge us, just whoever clicks the link first, and then you'll be playing against us on the show. Games like games that are longer, you'll play just what'll be considered one match. But like Bang Bead, I would say it'd be like best out of 3, because those matches can go pretty fast.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think last week that went really well.
It was fun.
What are you laughing at, Steph?
She's muted. We can't hear you, Steph.
I know.
She'll plug something.
All right. Well, while Steps gets together, let's get ready for 3 rounds of game fight. Yes.
All right, game fight.
Here we are again,
I
again.
think it's
Fight.
fixed. Is it fixed?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
That's
sound
good.
great.
I was just gonna say I was laughing because Bobby Vu says I'm gonna be watching from the shower, and I'm like, thanks.
There's an image.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Like, there you go. Get Jeff on the screen.
Biggie D asked if Space Invaders Infinity Gene was a must buy. I think so.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, that's a good pick, Biggie. I forgot
The
about
music
that one.
is
That's a
top
good one
notch
to grab.
on that game.
Oddmar.
Yeah,
See,
games like that. Games like that. Yeah, definitely
We're still
get
back
on
in the
there.
last segment.
I
We're on to
like that
game
Retro
fight here,
Highway
people.
game too that was listed.
Yeah, we were just catching up with the chat. All right, game
Yeah, I
fight
know.
Retro Highway is not a top 10, but it's a fun game.
because we love the chat. We love
I'm
you.
giving up on trying to be professional.
Let's
know.
go. Spin
Let's
that
just
wheel.
spin the damn wheel.
In the wheel.
I'd like to buy Val.
Come on, don't hit bankrupt.
Oh yeah,
don't
don't
hit
land on the
bankrupt.
bankrupt. Yeah, don't land on bankrupt.
Don't land on bankrupt.
Ow.
Brad,
Oh.
too soon.
Oh, too soon.
Oh, too soon. Ouch.
Jeez,
Ouch.
Brad.
Right, Stormer. Here we go.
Right.
That's a
Grindstormer.
good one. That's a good one.
Let's see the game going up tonight against Grindstormer.
Yeah, Miami. I hit a grand slam last night playing CM Hero 96. It was awesome. In the mid corner, we have
Looks like it's going to be P47 Aces. It is P47 Aces. So let's first take a look at a few minutes of gameplay footage of Grindstormer. All right, so that's Grindstormer, and it's going up against P47 Aces. Let's check out a few minutes of gameplay footage of P47 Aces. That's P47 Aces. Man, I was watching both of those carefully while enjoying my beer. I'm here, so I might as well start the voting. I'm thinking after watching both the videos, I'm leaning right now more towards Grindstormer. Let's bring in Steps. Steps, what do you think?
Grindstormer, hands down. Sega Genesis,
right.
baby.
Bring in Papa Brad.
Grindstormer! For sure.
This is
Grindstormer.
quick. Let's bring in Nick.
Yeah, you know what? This is going to be an easy one for me. It's P47, and you know why. Look at the gameplay. It's just no comparison with the other game. Just tops it every facet.
So
hands
we
down.
did not agree. So that means the chat room is going to steal the vote. I'm going to end the poll right now. And with 68% of the vote, they agree with Nick's. They voted
Wow.
for P47 Aces.
Gameplay is way better. The bullet hell.
So that means
more engaging.
Grindstormer has just taken a hit point and will be on the final fight wheel. One more hit and it's knocked out of the competition. Let's bring the wheel back up.
All right.
We'll get back into the competition.
Fight
Before
number 2.
before we spin again.
Yes.
So I had already been thinking about, well, what are we going to do with Game Fight once the shoot 'em up competition ends?
Yes.
Which I'm starting to think this may never end.
Well, the wheel is getting
This may go
smaller.
on for
Look how many
infinity.
shooters they have.
It might not seem like it, but the wheel is getting smaller.
It's the
We can
king of
actually read the
shmups.
text.
It is,
You
right?
can read the text
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You can
I still
actually
got a
read
few
the
more
game
games I gotta
titles,
add.
but yeah. There's a reason we call the iiRcade the king of shmups cab. I mean, it had more shoot 'em ups than any other cab.
Okay, so at some point I knew this was going to end, and I had already been thinking about
individually
what the
curated.
idea is
Play
for
good.
the next game fight. I can kind of reveal that now because now it's impossible to happen. So my idea for the next game fight was going to be, since the community was always so divided about what games the iiRcade should have and the ones they should get, I was going to go around and ask like the entire community. And when I mean the entire community, I mean people that love the iiRcade, people that can't stand the iiRcade, everybody. And I wanted everybody to pick one modern game that iiRcade should get and one retro game that iiRcade should get. They would all be on the wheel, and as a game got knocked out, it would be just one shot and you're out. We would reveal the person who picked the game. So you wouldn't know who picked what until the game was knocked out. And we're going to keep doing that until we picked one champion of, the best modern game that iiRcade should get and the best retro game that iiRcade should get. So we can't do that anymore. So I could just tell you what that idea was, but I'm always coming up with stuff, and we'll definitely, once this round of game fight ends, we will definitely have some more. So here we go. Let's spin the wheel.
The dive for. Can't wait to watch us load up Bobby Sarah.
Yeah, we're gonna make a next mix. As known before Wednesday.
It
Plus
looks like it's
Alpha.
going to be Plus Alpha. Don't know how familiar many people are with this game. This is actually a cute 'em up. First time appearing on Game Fight. Let's see what's going up against Plus Alpha.
Pain guy. It'd be funny if it was. That'd be great. It's probably not.
Is it going up against itself?
Plus alpha, plus alpha.
It just canceled itself out. All right, let's spin it. Let's mix it up a little bit here.
Plus Alpha versus Plus Alpha. Nice.
This wheel.
It's random. It's truly random. Like the same game.
Step says 10
No.
guy. It might be 10 guy.
Dog you. Dog you.
It is.
Dog
That
you.
would have been
So
quite
close.
the thing there.
So
Oh,
close.
my
Dog you.
gosh.
Just to let everyone know, Dog Yoon does have one hit point,
Psychic powers. What are
which
you
means
doing?
if it takes one more tonight, it will be knocked out of the competition. let's check out 2 minutes of gameplay footage captured on the iiRcade of Plus Alpha. All right, that's Plus Alpha. And it's going up against
Nix.
this one, Doggune. Let's check out a few minutes of gameplay footage of Doggune. Yes, that was Doggune. We got Nick's center screen. Nick's, what do you think after watching those two games?
Man.
Which one do you vote for?
This is another easy one. It's Doggune all the way.
All right.
Can't
I'm going to
compete.
come in.
That other game can't compete.
We got a special guest joining us. Let's bring in Michael.
Oh!
Michael, are you from iiRcade? Can I say
Yes,
Michael from
Michael.
iiRcade?
There we go. Whoops.
It's Michael.
Good seeing you, Michael.
Way back.
Michael, you can
from the
Michael,
thank you so much
back.
for joining us. I didn't
Absolutely.
even
If
expect you,
doesn't
but
win, I'm gonna be so mad right now because it's
Me too.
literally my favorite shmup.
Yeah.
well, Michael, don't worry because I was just before I saw you pop up backstage, surprising me. I was just about to say people have been talking about games that they should make sure that they own before they can't buy any more games, and add this one to your list, please.
100%.
Yeah,
Doug,
even
you-
if like shoot 'em ups
Great.
aren't your like favorite category, well, this one might make it your favorite category. So
Good one.
definitely
You need to
add
get
Doggune.
some of the Toplin shooters for sure.
It's a game that like Doggy's just it's so in your face, like the bright colors, the different options. Like the gameplay is great too, but like the look of the game, the sound, and everything else too. It's like one of those games. It's like if you like arcades, this is just a good arcade game to have in any sense too. Yeah, I love Doggune. It's
All
one of my
right, so
favorite
I voted for
arcade
Dog. Michael's toy. So Michael, why don't we just get in here and vote? Go ahead.
Yeah. There you
Might
go.
as well.
I'm actually working right now too. I'm trying to get.
Thank you, Michael.
I'm helping them get Heavy Metal Titans online right now too. So I just jumped in.
Well,
Really
yeah,
quick there.
working for who?
For the guy, we're not done yet. I'm not done yet until like maybe
Okay.
next week sometime.
Not
so
done
I
till
still
he's
got stuff to do. Plus, I got to get Heavy Metal Titans online for you guys. So Renzo's working hard right now too. So I'm helping him out get that.
Wait,
online.
Michael said I'm not done. That means that they're not done. iiRcade's back, everybody.
They're back.
They're not done.
Back.
Just like earlier with my stupid speculation. All right, so Michael, you're voting for Doggune?
100% Doggune,
Okay.
number one shooter on the system.
All right, let's
Beyond
bring in
Truxton, but
Papa Brad.
Yes.
Yeah, Doggune for sure. And I would say add to that Batsugan, Truxton 2, and Tiger Heli.
mm,
But they're still-
For games that are great that like
I was gonna say this competition; those aren't even in the vote.
He's confusing me, Steps.
I'm
like,
sorry, but
wait.
I'm saying like you got to get some of the Toplin games. They're so good on iiRcade.
Yeah, you gotta get
I
all
mean,
of them. They're really expensive on Switch. They're like
I
they're
became
like
a massive
$60
fan
for each
thanks-
one.
yeah.
Thanks
Brad
to
just
Michael.
created his
I had
own
enough
segment.
time. Yeah, I'm sorry, but
That's
I really
fine.
think that the Toplin games were a part of the magic of iiRcade. And I want to say thank you to Michael right now and Jong because I really didn't know about these shmups too much till they came to iiRcade, and I discovered them on your awesome arcade. So thank you so much. And I'm always going to love them now. It's like
Yeah.
you introduced me to a whole great, opened my eyes to that whole category.
I mean, Toaplan's a company too. Even for me, like I didn't really know Toaplan that well, even when we were licensing them. So I had to like look into all this stuff, and then we started testing the games and stuff. Of course, too. And, like these are really good shoot 'em ups. Like every Toaplan shoot 'em up, like from the start, even too, you could see like where they were going with and stuff. So yeah, they're all really fantastic shooters.
Yeah.
So if you,
I'm really
watch
happy to
your
own
Toaplan,
that whole collection.
Yeah, but certainly Doggune for sure. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
for me.
All right, Steps.
Yeah, I was watching the Shmup Junkie and I started finding out about all these Toplin shooters and I go, I wonder if this is on the iiRcade. And I searched and go, oh my god! And I ended up buying it. I bought them
All of them. All of them.
But the answer today is Doggune, and then I also will say I'm number 2 on the leaderboards for Fire Shark. I know that's gonna die, but I'm number 2 on the leaderboards for Fire Shark. There you go.
All right, so it's unanimous. Let me end the poll. Let's just see. And they did agree, but it was 83%. So 15% did vote
Lopsided.
for Plus Alpha. And while we're on this, I noticed P-Dub had gifted a bunch of new memberships. Shout out. Thank you, P-Dubs. He added 5 new
Well done.
memberships. So we got 5 new shills to add to the collection. Thank you so much.
Shills.
It's highly
Well done.
appreciated. P-Dubs has been doing that a lot on the show. It's like, I think it's like 25 memberships he's gifted already.
P-Dubs is
Since I
legit.
started having memberships.
Honestly,
All right,
I
let's
think
bring-
watch Brooklyn's intros because they're fantastic all the time for everything. So
Thank you.
Man, he's got me learning that program too. It's it's fun.
We have one more round of game fight tonight, and then we're gonna get right back into the summer games. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see the next shoot 'em up entering into the game fight arena.
Come on, Tangai.
Oh, what happened? No,
That's me. It's me.
there's so many games on this. I'm trying to see.
Here we go with whoa.
Dragon Breed.
Image
Looks
fight.
like it might be image
Oh,
fight.
Image
no,
fight.
That's still
fight.
moving.
Image fight.
Image fight.
Did you guys already have image fight tonight?
It
Or no?
is image fight. Let's see the game that's going up against image fight.
Saint Dragon.
Or Saint Dragon.
Let's see.
Close.
It's moving. I can't even tell. It is. Wow, it's right
Dragon.
on the line. It is
Right on the
Saint
line.
Dragon. And Saint Dragon does
Dragon.
have one hit point against it. So if it gets voted
on the wheel.
out tonight against Image Fight, it will be voted out of the competition. So let's check out
Game
a
over.
few minutes of gameplay footage of Image Fight, if I can find it here on the list. I don't think it's where's Image Fight? Oh, here it is. Okay. I was like, all right. Here we go. A few minutes of gameplay footage of Image Fight. There it is, a few minutes of gameplay footage. Image Fight, this one's going up against one that's been doing pretty well in the competition, but as I said earlier, does have one hit point, and if it takes another one tonight, it will be knocked out of the competition. Let's check out a few minutes of gameplay footage of Saint Dragon. This is
Like, what?
absolutely insane. It's like,
What's
we're
going
watching
on?
the video and
Multiplied.
look at this. Out of nowhere,
Right.
we are joined
Welcome,
from the
welcome.
Rexer show. We have Rexer and my good friend and VR comrade, Kev Gret. What's
What's
going on,
up?
fellas? So
It's
good to have
party.
you
Can
here.
You guys hear me okay? Too loud?
Yeah.
Soft?
Testing,
Which one?
testing.
Too loud? Too soft?
No.
Good?
No,
That's
no,
too
you're
good?
all
Okay.
you're all
Good.
fine. Look, this
I
is
don't-
not a professional operation over here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't want
Welcome
to
the
F
show.
up your stream like Kev F's up mine all the time. So
we're good. So
Look at that
this-
Foo Fighters. Wow.
Foo Fighters.
Oh, yeah.
The Foo Fighter
Fighters
pinball. Well
behind
done.
him. Look at that. Wow.
The real
Well
Stern.
done.
I'm jelly.
This is not so. Let's really quickly just get through the vote, and then we could chat for a bit. So
Yeah.
I'll just start it off real quick. I after watching those two games in action, my vote is going to go to Saint Dragon. Then let's start with you, Steps. What do you think?
Well,
Image Fighter or Saint Dragon?
you know what? Watching this show and being part of this show has made me purchase Saint Dragon. It has not made me purchase Image Fight, and I've seen it on
Yeah.
screen several times, and mainly because of the noise. Like the little shooter, I might buy it here because I want to get all the rest of the Iron games, but I have to go with Saint Dragon. I'm excited to see it in person at Galloping Ghost Wednesday, so Saint Dragon.
All right. So we have so far 2 for Saint Dragon. Papa Brad, what do you think?
Saint Dragon, of course.
Nix?
Yeah, it's a tough one, but Saint Dragon. Yeah, it checks more boxes. Absolutely.
You want to vote, Rexer?
I don't know these games, so
Okay.
I cannot vote. I cannot.
let's- Let's skip over to Michael.
I mean, so
Game
Image
versus
Fight's a,
game. Game versus game.
yeah, Image Fight's I would say like a better sort of classic style shoot 'em up, but Dragon Breach is good.
It's
Not
Saint
Dragon
Dragon.
Breed,
Or
Saint Dragon.
Saint Dragon, sorry, Dragon Breed. Close in style of game though. In fairness.
Yeah, it's very
But
close.
In Dragon Breed though, or I'm
You have a
sorry,
rider.
in Saint Dragon, you can actually there's a bug where you can actually hide inside the body and not get hit the entire game. So there's a huge exploit.
Really? Could you teach me that
What?
so I can
For
actually
that,
get
I'm gonna
past
give
the
it to
first
Image
level?
Fight.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it to Image Fight for that.
All right. Kev? You're
It's
probably
it's
familiar with these two.
yeah, it's Saint Dragon. There was a time where I could get to like stage 3 on 1 quarter, and I just played the hell. That game is balls hard,
It's so hard.
It's tough.
but it's rewarding
one.
once you get the patterns down. Once you get everything, it's so Saint Dragon for me.
Yeah, I like Saint Dragon because they actually let you keep all the power ups that you earn
Yeah.
throughout the level,
It's
even
fair.
if you
Yeah.
lose it. The
Yeah,
dragon,
exactly.
you come back, but it's still ridiculous. All right,
It's-
so we
it's
did
tough.
not agree, so I'm going to end the chat and let's see
I
what
should've just said
we
Saint
got.
Dragon.
Chat knows what to do.
70% of the vote. Michael, come on.
70.
Saint Dragon.
They agree with us. It
Yeah.
is Saint Dragon. So Image Fight will be added to the final fight wheel. If it takes one more hit, it will be knocked out of the competition. That's going to end it tonight for Game Fight. But wow, look at all these great people we have here on panel. This is like a party now.
Wow.
There's a
The
story
Brady
of a
Bunch.
lovely lady.
Yeah.
You got 2 more spots.
We
This is the first time I've ever been on this show, really, right?
It is.
I mean, I had to crash
Welcome,
it.
welcome.
I had to crash it, but it was worth
Well,
it.
I mean, if Rexer requests a link, I'm going to put it,
Yes.
I'm putting it out there.
yeah,
Come
you
on, it's Rexer. It's the Rexer show.
Well,
Well,
what
I
did I
just wanted
miss
to-
so far? What did I miss besides, did you guys talk about anything? I just
We
got
talk-
some free time.
So far we spoke about the fact that even though iiRcade is no longer in business, we will still be here. We still continue on because it's always been about the games, and the games aren't going away. So why should we?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that, and then what else? We talked about how stupid I am, and then we talk about that every week. And
Yeah.
then what else did we talk about? Oh, games that you should get before you can't buy games anymore.
Yeah.
And,
then
we all
and
pre-ordered.
then we started
Blood
playing
Check.
Game Fight, and now everybody's here.
And you all pre-ordered Glenn's? Is that what you said?
I did.
Steps?
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Well, can I give my 2 points? Because I don't think Kev, I don't know if we'll ever stream this topic.
Yeah.
Maybe at one point we will.
yeah, we're
But
I'm excited for it.
I am gonna, most people don't want to hear me say this, but I'm gonna say it. When one door closes, another door opens,
I said that earlier.
and
To John, I
and-
sent him a message. Yeah.
and this door, what's in this next door is probably even better. And I know
That's a
Michael
step,
might
yeah.
not want to hear that,
That's
but
a step said too. Yeah.
you know, I'm just saying now it's freedom. It's put what you want on it. It's, you know, put whatever you want in there. I know you lose the online play, you know, you lose but in reality, guys, not a lot of people played it anyway online. Losing the leaderboard sucks, right? Because that was probably
That
more
was fun.
important.
I enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
That
It
is
was fun
great.
to us as competitive gamers.
Yeah, but you know, maybe somebody does a website, an iiRcade website, like they do with the Donkey Kong forum, and they keep all the high scores on there, right? And there's an owner of that site, and he validates them. You know, you validate them, and you have high scores, and people go. So there's options around, you know, just the leaderboard. Maybe somebody constructs something that, you know, is web based or something, and ties into leaderboards for iiRcade.
Yeah.
So you can do
Anything's
something
possible.
like that. You know,
Papa Brad owns all the games, so Papa Brad, it's your job to go through every title and document the current leaderboards.
you know, I
My
mean,
job.
Hey, thanks for volunteering.
Yeah, yeah.
Your service.
Voluntold.
Yeah.
That's
We
not
can get-
gaming.
We can get Ichabod to do it on pen and paper. With
Yeah,
all his,
Ichabod would
all
do a
his
good job.
papers. Yeah, he would have it all
Yeah,
down.
chalkboard.
The whole
Yeah.
thing with the board, by the way, too, with 100% Glenn, which is amazing too. Glenn's, even if you still watching, I was on the show earlier too, but Glenn's amazing. So originally he didn't plan to do it with the switchable deck like that. Well, like he had planned to do the deck for sure and everything like that too, with USB ports and stuff too after we announced them. But he had never planned on doing the with the extra board attachment later on down the road too. So that came honestly like a few days ago too, when we finally said like, hey, like we're gonna be done here, like we're gonna be closing up shop, like so now we can like announce this, like what do you want to do with it? And that's what he came up with. He's like, yo, I can do the switch between the two. And I was like, that's perfect because it gives people the option to still keep their games, their actual iiRcade board games and everything like that too, that we've already optimized and everything for the machine. So they're there for life anyway, as long as you've downloaded them. And now you can switch and do whatever the hell you want with this board too. So I don't care. It's not our board, so I don't really care, right? So it's great. So yeah. Glenn, all that
So
goes on, which is amazing.
Kev, tell them our plan when it goes up for sale.
Yeah,
Tell
so
them what we're going to do.
We were just testing some stuff and we were talking, Michael, we are going to put in a bid at the auction for the online servers, and Rex and I are going to put them up in his loft. So we will own the online leaderboards.
we might bid for the whole company. You never know,
yeah. Where do we get the list of assets, Michael?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I don't have an answer for that actually. I wish I did, but
who's the trustee? We're going to get a hold of him.
Rcade.
You know, here's the other thing too. You know, like, does anything really? I mean, yes, it changes slightly because you don't have anything in the future. But does anything really change that it went out of business besides like what we just talked about? Like nothing really changes. You know, people want to say, oh, they're out of business or this and that. Really, nothing changed. You still have your machine. You still play the games. You just won't get anything in the future of the games.
That's the thing, right? And that's a big part of our machine is the fact that we can continuously add games to it. This is the point of being a console too that we've already talked about too. And even if, I mean, we did want other robust systems for the online play and stuff too coming forward that we were sort of starting to work on things, but beyond that even too, yeah. So it sort of stays the same, but sort of doesn't. It's more just a lot of people do buy our machine in order to keep adding games to it, and they don't know what's coming next. And they, you know, because potentially in the future we can always keep these licenses. We had other big licenses that we were just starting to work on again too, that we're about to start releasing in the summer, and then we can't do that now, of course. So so it kind of yes or extra, but kind of no at the same time.
Can you tease us with one of them, Michael? You're under NDA for them. Anything
I talk about that stuff now. I'm still
under. When does when does that end?
More off the leash right now? But
it's probably when it's finalized, Kevin. When the bakery is finalized, it's probably that point.
Tell all, Michael.
Let me poll you guys though on this. When it first came out with the list of games that it had originally, right? 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
What was your expectation at that point for how many more games you would get? Did they meet that criteria when you bought it a long time ago? Because when I saw it, I don't even know how many years ago, you know, when you guys had the white model, which was ugly as crap. you only had so many games there. But when it came out with the amount of games at first, I was like, well, this is a lot of games. I mean, whatever the number was, anything else is a bonus, right? I mean, anything else, you couldn't go in and buy it 2 years ago and go, well, if I don't get 100 games, it's not 100 more games, it's not worth it to me. No, really, was it worth it at the point of purchase 2 years ago? And anything else was a bonus? That was kind of how I looked at it. I never bought one, but that was the way I was looking at it.
I can only speak for myself though, but I mean, when I did the Kickstarter, when I saw they had Dragon's Lair, Double Dragon, and Gunbird, I was like sold, I mean, that would have been a good cab at that time to have in my arcade, just with what it had on it.
Yeah.
And then they gave us 355 more games.
Right.
In 2 years. That's insane. Yeah. They did a lot.
You get this mix though too. Of course, we get like sort of a split vote on that, where it's like you've got the people who they own a bunch of arcade one-ups and things like that too, or like in games and stuff. So that's like our primary crowd, right? The home arcade crowd, like that's those people. I mean, like that logically makes sense too. Like especially since we have like Dragon's Lair and Double Dragon stuff come stock on the machine, like that's already like the price that you pay for the machine is already worth of that of like a one-up, say, right?
Yeah.
And then you get all these other features on top of that, and the ability to add games too, right? That's just a bonus at that point, right? But then we do have the other half of the people who are our customer base, our player base, who buy this machine because they really want the ability to keep adding to it in the future, and they see like the longevity of it. They consider it much more of an investment project, I guess, too, which even though it's really not, that's how they see it, which makes sense. It's hard to argue against that as well too. So you do have like two different sides of the coin a little bit as far as like a player base and customer base there. So we do have to kind of cater to that as well. It sucks. It's just, it is what it is at this point for me. So, right. So we can't really help it. We can't change anything at this point. It's, we tried our best. We really gave it our all, but sometimes it just doesn't pan out. So it sucks. And I'm sorry for that to them as well too. But to us, at least, we did fulfill like the original Kickstarter promise 100%. That's done. That's 100%. Been done for a long time now.
Yeah, the Kickstarter, everything.
Michael, I don't know. There were some
my
games.
dreams of what I could have gotten.
Yeah, but there were some games.
Yeah,
where's my touch and go volleyball?
I wasn't here. In fairness, when those got on or when those were promised, I wasn't here. Yeah. So I take no responsibility for that. But yeah, there's like a handful.
I want to say something though. I want to say something. I love the Space Invaders that I know you personally had. You basically created the game, Space Invaders, from scratch for iiRcade. And I will forever treasure having a Space Invaders iiRcade with that game on it, which I think, in my opinion, is the best version of Space Invaders. I love it. I just love that version.
It's super rare. It's super
on the
rare now.
iiRcade.
It's the only version of Space Invaders I've ever played, and I play it. Every time I turn it on, I play that.
Great
game.
Version of Space Invaders.
I don't go that many levels. I might play
Wonderful.
1 or 2 levels, but I casually play it all the time.
I can't talk too deeply still with NDAs and licensing stuff too, but like there was a lot of issues with the original ROMs, even that people sort of know about, sort of don't know about too. But like, so if you play a Space Invaders cabinet, right, like a real Space Invaders cabinet, right, the original machine with the mirror and everything too. It's the sound and everything is good. It makes sense and everything like that too. But everywhere in emulation, for some reason, for Space Invaders, that damn UFO is like blasting your ears out and things like that too. There's a lot of like little nitpicky things that I kept noticing that I was like, I don't like this. I don't want to play this version. And so I asked Tyler if we could change them, and then we couldn't adjust them in the ROMs themselves too, because it was just we tried so for like months to adjust the ROM, or not even months, but like weeks at least. And I was like, okay, this isn't panning out with our team doing that too. And I was like, it's Space Invaders. It's a simple enough game. I'm literally a game designer. That's what I went to school for. Like I can code this right now if we want. So that's what we did. So Taito was nice enough to let me reprogram it, and they were super nitpicky on everything too, which is great. So that is why you have the literal recreation of Space Invaders. So it's not a port; it's the literal recreation of the original game, which is awesome.
Yeah,
but
and you gained all that experience
for track mode stuff. Yeah, Taito was like picking them out nonstop, and I was like, I just didn't know, because as much as I had watched different scenes in the game and stuff too, there's always little random things that would come up, and it was like great. So so what you guys have is like a true recreation of the game as best as we
Michael,
could.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Michael, you did do a great job.
I rolled the scoreboard over. So
massive props. You deserve massive props.
Michael, I just have a question. Is there any way in the future that version can be released on a compilation or anything? This is it.
Unless Taito specifically asks for it, there's no
one of a kind Space Invaders. You got to buy it.
Wow.
If
That's crazy.
if Title were to ask me for our version, I could
Yeah.
hand it over to them. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could potentially sell it, I guess, at that point too, because it's. I don't know how that would necessarily work licensing wise, but yeah, like if Title actually ever came to me and was like, "Hey, can we get this version of the game?" Yeah, I can hand it over to them. I don't care. So
That is funny you say that about the volume, because when it's like and then the ship comes out and it's like,
Woo-woo-woo.
it's like,
I thought that was
jeez.
intentional though, like to
Yeah.
get you.
Well, it
like,
probably was back then.
it sort of is,
jumping.
but it's not that
Be
loud
right
on the
back.
original machine. So, and the original machine too was it's not sound bites, it's actual electrical impulses or electrical pulses in the machine, right? So like the original like like the Space Invaders like bass sound, that
Yeah.
actually is just electrical signals going through the machine, as far as I know too. That wasn't actually even audio bites, which is crazy.
Wow.
So they don't
That's
have like good
crazy.
audio bites for that kind of stuff too. And then in emulation, again, it got worse over time basically with emulation. So the versions you see on other platforms are emulated, of course, and that's why you hear these crazy things going on like that.
When I did research on it, they said the speed up of the Space Invaders was an unexpected thing, and it just was so great. They were like, "Look at what we came upon," because as you have less of them, it runs faster.
Wow.
That was a limitation of the hardware at the time.
The performance issue. So the more things you have on screen, of course, the performance gets hit, and then the less you have on screen, the faster things go, right? So back then, it was literally just the hardware running the game at the same speed the whole time, and then it was the actual physical hardware and the processor and stuff taking that and processing it, right, and then making it faster as it goes because there's less stuff on screen, there's less memory being used. It's great. So I had to literally program all that stuff in to be like, hey, okay, there's less on screen, let's speed this up. Okay, but what increment do you speed it up by, right? What is the right, what feels the same, what is identical to the original game? So I had to go through all that process.
You got the feel of the game perfect. Everything that's great about it is present in that version.
Yeah, we tried. And I mean, Taito put me through the ringer on that game for that too. So
it's
good on them, honestly, too. Like I'm glad
it's the best version you're ever going to get on a home arcade.
And it is like, as far as I can tell, honestly, back to back, 1-to-1, it is a perfect recreation of the game.
It's amazing.
So,
with the backdrops, all of it.
When that game came out on another company, they paid $300 just for that one game. If I remember, there was
it was just black and white, basic ROM emulation.
And this came out after the iiRcade, and you got it for whatever, $12 or 14 or whatever.
I think it's only $8.
Yeah, it was like
$8. I don't even remember.
It was reasonable.
$8 you get all those versions, so
yeah, and
but that's what I was talking about. Look what was added that you didn't even expect, So
we tried. I mean, we really tried. We did our best. So it is what it is today, right? But licensing is what it is too. But
So Michael, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you going to miss getting asked every week for a hockey game? When is this coming out? When is
the hockey game is gonna come when Glenn's deck comes. You could add open ice
football. Like, are you gonna have
user interface?
Interface.
I'll tell you all that the community is the literal best part and the worst part.
Exactly.
It truly is. And of course it is. It's always like the bad apples, right? It's like the more vocal minority that's how it goes, right? You're always going to have the worst opinions and things, honestly, half the time. They're going to be the loudest all the time. And then your people who just are playing and enjoying the machine, they really don't say too much all the time. So that's how it goes. Right. But you take it all with a grain of salt too. Of course we take like good feedback, productive feedback, especially too, even if it's bad, right? So nothing's perfect. Of course it's not. But I got to take everything with a grain of salt. But yeah, man, the community is fantastic and terrible at the same time. I love you all, but man, I hate you all at the same time. And yes,
Michael, I have
asked for a hockey game every
one
single
last
week,
time. One last time, Michael. When are we getting a hocky game? that's it. I'm not going to ask it anymore.
You'll get the hockey game when Glenn's deck comes out.
NHL 94.
You'll get all the hockey games you want.
So, Michael, there's always a lot of like speculation out there that the community are actually the ones that ruined everything. So you can answer or not, but from being on the inside, how much did the community affect what you were doing, or did you just listen to us, but you already had your plans and motions and things that you were going to do? Or did things change because of everybody always throwing out all these titles?
It's both. So a lot of titles that people throw out, we already are aware of. And we've either looked into them or are about to look into them, or we already know certain things that it's not possible, or this and that, right? So with games, it's a little different, right? I can tell you 100%. I know what games you guys want the whole time. It's not hard for me to tell. It's really easy to see all the time when people are blasting me with games nonstop too. And even really obscure titles versus, really big bang of titles, right? No, that's easy. But beyond that, that doesn't necessarily help us. But sometimes it does. There are games that people alerted us of that we found just through the community, which is awesome when that happens too. And like, shout out if Prince Malcolm's watching too, the biggest advocate ever for us for sure. Prince Malcolm, who's amazing. He'll just find game developers and reach out to them for us too, which is great too. And he did introduce us to a few developers for sure too. And Cuddles, I think, is still watching too. Or I'm sorry, Tiger, Miami Tiger on there nowadays too, right? Yeah. Same thing too. Some of the games that he posted to were not a lot of time. I shouldn't say a lot of times or not a lot of times, but very often I didn't know about them and we go after them. But it doesn't work out, unfortunately, to, you want a game doesn't mean that we can get a game. And it's for one reason or another. If it's an indie title, a modern indie title, it's very different because a lot of times those developers, they just don't have the infrastructure to do it. They don't have the time. They're a hobbyist. They want to move on to the next game. If it's a couple years old, they're just working on a new project already too. So that's the difficulty there. Usually, sometimes they say yes, but a lot of times they say no due to that fact, right? And we're not necessarily going to pay like a minimum guarantee for those kind of games either too, because we don't know if we can recoup the loss. We don't really know how it's going to sell, and even if we could, it doesn't always make it worth it necessarily too. Or again, it doesn't mean that they're going to want to do it. But with arcade licenses, a little different, right? So sometimes things are just money, and that's how it goes. Unfortunately, even though we literally do all the work ourselves, we do the emulation for the ROMs, we do all this stuff, we fix it up, we add the leaderboards, we add the online play and everything like that too. But we still have to pay them for it, which is pretty crazy sometimes, honestly, even for obscure arcade titles that you might not even know exist, right? So, or ones that you think. I don't want to name any companies in particular, but that happens a lot too. And big licenses, of course, different story, right? So maybe they can argue that we can sell systems based off their title. Absolutely. But beyond that, it's like, do we really want to pay this astronomical fee? Are we really going to recoup that loss in either game sales, console sales, but we don't make a lot of money off the consoles? It's the loss leader. You have to take all this into account business-wise too. And then on top of that, of course, we have to pay to make our back-end system structures and things too. But yeah, the things that the community says, we absolutely have 100% taken to heart, like nonstop. So things like scan lines, again, that was like a big one back in the day when we were first starting too. Like, remember, I don't know if you guys
Picture
remember.
perfect.
Scan lines, and yeah,
picture perfect, wanting picture perfect.
Because we had that awful Vaseline filter out the gate, and I was like, why do we have this? And then finally got fixed right away. Thank gosh. But yeah, like pixel perfect filtering, and plus you could still swap to Vaseline if you wanted to. But in scan lines and other features like that too, parental lock feature too is a big one too. That took a little work. I shouldn't say a little work. That was honestly a lot of work to put into a system like this too. But those are features that we needed. But the community actually brought those up, and we put them in as fast as we could after that. So, and we moved really quick within the first year, honestly too, and even the second year we moved pretty quick. But yeah, so the community has helped us every step of the way. This has 100% been a community project as a business, honestly. So, which is fun. So,
did you see?
Carlo got it about right. Carlo got it about right in the comments.
Yeah. Did you see SMK Aliens question about? Michael, would you do anything different?
Absolutely. But hindsight's always 2020. That's how it goes, right? Of course, there's decisions that we made that weren't great, or there's ones that were, we should have pushed more into things too. And again, it's not always my place to remember. I may be the executive producer, but there are people higher up than me at this company, and there are people on a board of directors who control our funding, and sometimes I have to listen to them, even though they might not know the community or what you want. So I do have other people I have to answer to. So unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah. So it doesn't always pan out. But yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to look through the chat here too.
Everybody's talking about Murtop. Go to Steam, get it, $5.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna go to Steam and get it. I was waiting for it to come out on iiRcade.
Now that I know it's not coming on iiRcade.
Yeah, that would have been a great game, honestly. That would have been a great game to have. It runs right now on my machine. But yeah.
What's the free game coming? You guys doing that? Is that given? That I heard on Glenn's stream?
Heavy Metal Titans.
Heavy Metal Titans. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all made by Renzo. So a couple people within the iiRcade community made that game, which is awesome. So
yeah. Michael, there was a post about getting a bunch of free Coleco games on the system. I don't know if they were serious about it.
Yeah. I think that I don't know if that was Robert or not too.
I think it was.
Yeah, he does have access to those games and stuff like that too.
Probably is it possible, do you think, before Wednesday to get something? Probably not, right? Like,
I kind of want to end with Heavy Metal Titans, honestly.
You do? Okay.
Good game to kind of close with.
Kind of makes sense.
rough for the community and
Yeah,
stuff.
but
Because
it'd
is a
be
community
prophetic
kind of thing.
to end with Coleco
That's
games.
kind of why. So like, and you know,
Everybody wants Coleco games.
Oh
Like, come
dear.
on, man.
everybody underestimates the Coleco, but every time that we post that stuff, you get this weird backlash of people who are like, "Why are you doing these crappy Coleco games?" And then you get the other half that's like, "I love these Coleco
Yeah,
games." Like,
I know.
welcome to my hell.
Wait,
So-
wait. Has anybody ever asked you directly what happened to that Coleco Mountain game? It just
Mountain
vanished.
King?
It was a licensing
Mountain
issue.
King.
We
It
had to
was
pull it from the
okay.
store.
It just
Mountain King.
vanished, and
Straight up,
nobody
yeah,
really.
It was a
Okay.
licensing issue. There were 3 games from Coleco
Okay.
we had licensed that just ended up somebody made a dispute against them. So at that moment we had to
wow.
pull them, and
Okay.
they haven't
Okay.
came back since then. Yeah. So people
Makes
who own
sense.
them, they're still on their accounts. Like I think Mountain.
Mountain King.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Mountain King.
that was one of them for sure too. So they got pulled from the store, but people who had already purchased them, they are still on their accounts,
Okay.
even though you guys can't see them. They're there. Yeah.
Got it.
Uh,
Yeah. So they can play
Michael,
them.
where are you going next? Are you staying in the gaming?
We'll see. Well, I am. Yeah, I'm games through and through. My degree is game art and design, so
Okay.
I am actually a game designer by trade, even though I'm in production nowadays too. So we'll see. I'm probably gonna end up back in AAA. So I'm coming from AAA and big companies and stuff too. I'll probably end back up there, honestly. But we'll
AAA
see.
the Motor Club.
What?
The Motor Club.
Auto
Sound like
clubs,
some
you said.
road
Michael
insurance.
worked on the last Doom. He's let us know that.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Yeah, I
It's
was.
funny.
Yeah, I was QA on Doom. Yeah, from Doom Eternal and stuff too. But yeah, I've worked on a couple big projects and stuff too. We'll see. Yeah, so that's probably my plan is going back to AAA, but I don't know yet. We'll see who takes me, honestly too. And I have some other people who have now emailed me as of today too. So we'll see. We'll see.
Did
If
you-
you guys might see me around still. We'll find out, right? But
Did you move
I'm
to
sure I'll be there.
Chicago, Michael, for this position? Are you from Chicago?
No, I'm from Pennsylvania, actually. So,
wow,
but I've lived all over
okay.
the world. I actually traveled the world for 2 years straight, owning my own game studio, and then
Okay.
I went to school in California. I worked for Disney for a long time out in California, so I've been there for 7 years. But I'm originally from Pennsylvania. Grew up on a farm, actually. So I'm
Wow.
actually the opposite of tech. So weirdly enough, yeah. So I'm just I'm a workhorse through and through. That's why a lot of companies hire me. So, but yeah, so we'll see. But I moved to Chicago for iiRcade.
Okay.
That's how I went. Mid-pandemic, fun times. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You know, that's the crazy thing, Michael, that this was able to launch during the pandemic and relatively smooth. I mean, go back to 2020 when everybody couldn't get eggs, and here we are getting iiRcades in January.
Well, now we're
It-
just paying
it was,
$18 for eggs.
you know,
That's how it goes. But
yeah, it's like in toilet paper, and here we are getting Dragon's Lair cabinets
Yeah.
in January after the and it was like we took it for granted, I think, at that time on how you guys were working so hard, so fast to get this stuff.
it was
And-
very quick. Yeah, honestly, like the rate that we produced a lot of these things too, as a small company, especially too, we really have worked on the skeleton crew pretty much this whole time. We've grown and we've shrunk back down now, but we really have worked on a very, very thin crew the whole time. And it's what they've accomplished, especially like our engineering team and stuff for the back end stuff for the OS. It's incredible, honestly. It's beyond me sometimes even too. Like
most Kickstarters get moved all over the place. And I'm talking like for books that get printed, you pretty much hit your target within relatively a couple months. And it's people who don't work with Kickstarter, I got like 10 Kickstarters that never got
they usually
produced,
don't do it like
gone.
that.
And so here you guys, you produced your cabinet, you hit your mark. The quality out of the gate for a Kickstarter, it just
You raised the bar.
it
Totally.
and then you never stopped. From there, you added the scan lines, the jukebox. You just kept going and going. I mean, I'm sure you guys
It's
had
a
a
relentless
lot of
pursuit.
sleepless nights.
In fairness, you guys kept asking us for more and more and more, so that's what we did. We tried,
We're-
you know. So
We're
we kinda kept
pigs. If
going.
you give us, we're just gonna take. We're gonna.
I know. Yep.
They
You know?
feed from the trough.
Feed me.
Yeah.
Michael,
totally fine.
I have an important question.
Mhm.
Okay. What is the future for the rest of the companies in this industry? If you guys couldn't survive, what is your take on the rest? Now, I'll say one thing. I was talking to a guy who works for ALU at Games,
Mhm.
and I can't say too much because he didn't give me much.
Sure.
But he said we are working on something big on the horizon, and he wouldn't tell me what, but I do know of a couple things that they're coming out with and doing. But is this inevitable for some other companies as well? From and when I talk about at Games, I'm just talking about from the arcade realm. Yeah, they'll always
the
do
home
their
arcade
crappy
space in general.
consoles and they'll do all that.
Yeah.
But where's the 4K pinball? Where's the where's the new ALUs? Is that what's your take on it now that you've seen it firsthand? Are these companies in trouble?
Or they got to pivot.
I don't want to talk too much on the companies yet, right now, unfortunately. But
Because you might wind up at one.
You might be trying to get a job at one of them, so might want to keep that in mind.
Michael's in demand.
Yeah, so I see
Yeah.
100% you can see trends over the past couple of years. You can easily identify them, especially from our point of view too. There's things that we've seen from our end of things for our customer base beyond, and watching other companies and them kind of moving at the same sort of things that we're kind of looking at and things. Well, not necessarily that, but we can see the patterns that they have and the patterns that we have, and then we can extrapolate from that. And you can see sales data beyond for our data, as well as kind of what you can kind of pick and clean from their data as well too, what you can see on the outside too, because I don't have information on some of those companies as well.
Michael, can you get Nielsen data for them?
Huh?
Michael, I work in marketing as well.
Yeah.
I know what you can get.
What I can't say is I'm not sure the life of specifically. So we call ourselves a console too, right? Of course, but we're very different. We're kind of unique in the fact that we truly are an arcade console. We're a full stand-up machine, right?
Yeah.
But an actual console, say not an Xbox, not a PlayStation, not a Switch. Of course, those are fine. They're the giants. They're the juggernauts. They're not going anywhere for decades to come, probably, right? But I mean, the Amico's never coming to light, God. But beyond that,
how is the Amico not bankrupt than you are, Michael? I'm sorry.
I mean,
come on.
I mean, they are.
Come on,
it's been
but
about
not
4 years it has
officially.
been, but that's a different story entirely.
Yeah.
But so the consoles like that, I'm not quite sure, honestly. I can tell you, I don't want to talk about the iiRcade too much, but I like the iiRcade as a product. I think it's really cool. I think what they're doing is pretty cool, and they have an interesting concept because they not only do they do arcade games, but the way they package them in cartridges makes them more of a collector's item, which appeals to a lot of you guys, honestly, too, right? Because this is home arcade. This is like retro collecting. So they have a really cool little niche there, too. So I actually like the iiRcade a lot, honestly. But as far as other home arcade machine kind of things, too, I will say that if you're going to create a replica, make a freaking replica of the machine, honestly. One of the companies does it really well in a very small form, right? So I like them a lot. But if you're going to make a replica, stick to replicas. I get that there's sacrifices that have to be made for one reason or another, necessarily for approvals, but if it's just for packaging and pricing, make a replica, because that's clearly what all of you guys want. It's very easy to see. If that's the route you're going to go. For other things like to be able to side load on and play and things like that, we'll see. I think there's still a bigger market for that, honestly. I think at this point in time, it's hard to say too. We're coming out of the pandemic now too. The pandemic was the boom for all this stuff too, especially 100%. It helped a lot in a lot of ways, right? So it definitely helped a lot. But beyond that, we'll see. I think there's still room for it, 100%. I think home arcade scene is dying a little bit, honestly, to be honest, but in a little different ways. But I do think it's going to come back in a very different way than you guys might think. But I think that a lot of people are moving towards more towards what Rex is doing, right? Buying full-size machine stuff too, like the Stern and stuff like that too. I see a lot more people buying full-size Sterns, especially, which is crazy to me. Sorry, not crazy to me, but crazy in the fact that how the
not on a teacher's salary.
We know Rex is crazy.
Cheap
props, Rex.
Top-line products, because Sterns are amazing. They're top quality. Nothing's going to beat them. It's a real pinball table, right? Nothing's
a real machine,
Yeah, so I think I see a lot more people sort of buying that stuff who are in the space now. They're buying full-size machines and they're restoring them, or they're buying pinball machines from Stern or more that stuff. So room for 3/4 or different kind of stuff too, maybe. But I think I do see a lot more people buying real machines, if that makes sense, right? So
I bought my golden T's a year old now, and I just picked up an arcade collection cheap, and I'm going to restore it, Michael, just like you said. So I have 2 kind of full-size machines now from this community, because you kind of get a taste of it, but you don't feel full when you play some of these until you get the real thing.
It's different.
Tell them how long it's been since you played your at games.
My at games pinball?
Confess.
It's been months since I put the pinball on.
Really?
It's been
I had
months.
it on yesterday.
But I play the at games ultimate all the time.
Mine's broken.
My
control panel went out.
Oh,
it's a paperweight, but
mine did too.
I'm gonna get it repaired.
That happened to Brad.
I'm gonna get it repaired.
Just got to replace.
But right now it's non-functional, but I do like it.
I mean, digital pinball wise though. Everybody always asks us, are you going to make a digital pinball table and stuff? I was like, why would I compete with that game? It's their table is perfect the way it is.
It is.
I have no reason to do that.
Yeah.
They already have the market. we probably could make a better one, quite honestly. So I was like, that's it.
Yeah, I
Why
think
would I do that?
price and what you get, they pretty much.
Yeah, that's
reflected
the
it.
quality product. Like
the
if you're
digital
gonna do
pinball,
like,
too.
yeah.
It is a gateway to real pinball, which is amazing. And you know,
Which
you can
again,
support you can support you know, real playing games on location pinball.
Yeah.
And I would tell anyone that's into the home arcade hobby, you know, if you can't afford a pinball, just go to places that have games on location and play, you know?
Yeah.
You don't need to spend a fortune.
Yeah,
Enjoy
that's
the
true.
hobby.
I think digital pinball from At Games is kind of like a gateway to better digital pinball, like FX, right?
Yeah.
And then FX is a gateway to, well, let me get a real pinball. Kev almost bought a real pinball today. He was looking at one there. Should have pulled the trigger.
It's not over yet. Something came across a full size pinball, working condition, $400.
Yeah.
And my
Old
wife
one.
and my it's a 1986. It's worth more than $400. And I'm like, I could just go. It's a mile away from my house. I'm like, I could just get this, and I just need space. That's the big issue.
I'm ready to do the opposite. I'm ready to empty out my entire house.
Empty out everything.
Top to
Yeah.
bottom, just go full VR with everything.
Yeah.
Just live in VR.
But I wanted to say about the companies and you know, there's always somebody who survives, but even if it's one, you know, even if it's Arcade 1UP that survives, I still think there's going to be downsizing. There's going to be strategy changes. You are not.
I 100% agree.
Yeah,
you are not going to see these unique titles anymore come out because they just don't sell.
Rehash and recycle.
I think they're going to.
They released all Arcade 1UP released all of one cabinet that was new, Fast and Furious.
Yep.
And we saw how that turned out.
Not even up here in Canada. We're not getting it.
One new title.
We're only getting rehashed everything out of their latest lineup up here.
This year,
it's the same motherboard, same games.
Yeah, sure.
It's a rehash. Nobody cares about the deluxes, and I think that they're going to stick with what can I sell at QVC on QVC. What can I sell there? What those are the type of products.
Casino
almost
cade.
Going back to like countercades and wallcades and just stuff that is easier to sell, easier to ship, easier to store, all that stuff.
Rexer, you want the I Wheel of Fortune case.
Put his hand.
Yeah, I think
it's your pre-order.
I think what Arcade 1UP, like at this point, as far as 3/4, their big seller is Pac-Man, and I think after this year they've pretty much perfected it. I don't know what else they could do as far as like in the scale to make it any better.
They haven't released
I agree
Baby
with
Pack
that
yet.
statement. How much more can you do? Yeah.
Well, they've damaged their company
Upgraded.
by releasing the same cabinet every 3 months. It's one thing to buy an iPhone once a year. It's one thing to buy Pac-Man every quarter, and they've run that well dry. They need to pivot to something more than Pac-Man and something that we need that's new, like Time Crisis, Fast and Furious.
But when you buy an iPhone every year, you get something better, whether it's a better camera, better screen resolution, better something. When you get an Arcade 1UP again, all you get is a different shape. That's all you get.
You're buying an old
different
arcade
shape.
machine is what you're supposed to be buying. It's not supposed to be getting better.
I think there's just
You really
there's,
think about it.
Yeah,
there's
replica.
an issue though too right now with so everything. I mean, we're in a different age right now, especially after the pandemic with retail specifically, right? So I think that any company focused on retail in a larger product specifically, they're not wanting that shelf space taken up right now by a larger product. They're not. They're done after the pandemic, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's dwindling down. A lot of places are dropping big products like ours and things in this kind of space. They're too big. They're too bulky. They take up too much space to store. They're too costly. That's how it is too. That's why you see these fire sales at retail a lot right now.
Well, they know.
So
we're in like 6,000 retail stores, and with my product, they know exactly how much square foot of space sells.
100%.
And when you have 8 cabinets sitting there for 8 months, that is $1 million of shelf space in their head, and it's gone. Why do you think they're Best Buy exclusives now? And it's like they're selling that as a good thing. No, because Best Buy is the only idiots left that wants them, and they store them in your warehouse. They drop ship them now, probably. They're not in Best Buy's warehouse. They
you
learned
pick up
that
a tag
lesson.
that says, "Hey,
Yes,
buy
you
it,"
get
and
the-
it'll be delivered. In a couple
Yes,
weeks.
yeah.
Hey,
So
hold on.
they've learned that lesson.
Kevin Clausen has a comment. You guys don't know what you're missing. The new Pac-Man comes with stickers.
And a tin sign. Did we get a tin sign, Kevin?
Sign too.
And a stool. Yep.
And a stool and a mat so you to get stressed.
And
So,
maybe
yeah.
a version of Pac-Man that nobody cares about, another version.
But in this space, it's definitely everything's 100% shifting towards direct to consumer. I don't know who doesn't really see that at this point. And beyond that too, then so that's a big shift for marketing teams and stuff too, which is understandable. But yeah, so you have to really watch reputations and things like that. They matter a lot right now, especially when you're moving into this kind of non-retail space, when people aren't just picking up your boxes on the shelves anymore. They're picking up your company in essence, right? When you go to a website and when you do your SEO and everything like that, you have to project the right image, the right everything essentially too. And if there's a community based around that and people actually go and read reviews or community things like that, there's going to be a big issue if you tarnish that, right? So
Kev, tell them about Rec Room Masters.
Yeah, we were just looking at.
I remember this company.
We were just poking around, and they went out of business, and somebody bought them. We were literally just looking at them, and they sell the kits, and you're looking at $1,600 without a monitor and without the Pi, just for wood. And it's like, that's a direct to consumer product. I didn't even see what shipping was in that. Rexer, what was shipping on that product on top of the $1,600? I mean, you're looking at $2,000. At that point, you're
I gotta do a Brad.
Oh, wait! What?
Oh, look at that! Rexer has Pac-Man. It's like I passed it through the internet to him.
Yeah.
No, but on Rec
you know
Room,
how much shipping was?
I'm a retro gamer.
For my GRS control panel, up
how
to
much?
me in Canada, $70.
$70 to get
ship
Glenn's
that.
panel to Canada. See, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But my point with Rec
Absolutely
Room Masters
crazy.
was, we thought they went out of business.
Yeah, we thought they were out. Somebody picked them up.
And I thought somebody just bought the plans, right? And they bought their rights to their plans and their designs. And then when we went on the site, it was like, hey, buy a Rec Room Masters. And here's all the artwork combinations. And we were looking at them, and they were expensive. But man, did they look awesome. I mean, they were big.
They're bigger.
Really good. Yeah. We always knew Rec Room Masters. But that made me think like, okay, before the 3/4 scale companies came in 4 years ago, these DIY companies were successful, right? They were living and thriving. And then this boom of this thing came. Now that boom is ending, do the DIY kit companies, are they
maybe
back? Like are people going, yeah, you know what? Buying 12 machines wasn't really all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have one. And they're going
really good
back to these DIY kits.
One really super high quality.
Yeah.
Hey,
they're nice.
I'm stoked with what I'm getting with Glenn's deck.
Too.
I was looking for a quality multicade. I'll probably still pick up and add games, but like I don't have space for 50 of these cabinets.
Right.
Which is most people now. Yep.
Yeah. Most people now are realizing it.
I want to do a few, and I want to expand in my content in other ways. And I'm looking at things. So I
do get that people want to have that sort of effect of an arcade, right? That they want to walk into their basement or whatever room and stuff that they're in, and they do want to have that sort of pseudo feeling of an arcade, right? So I get the people who want to buy a ton of machines like that and make it look that way. Totally makes sense. But you can do that with a handful of machines, and there's a way to do it. So we were actually playing around with a couple concepts to sort of do this, honestly. But they're never going to come to light now. But there are ways to do it without having to, buy 10 machines with just one game that you're going to play on and stuff. There are ways to do it with multi-game and stuff too, and without cheaper than people expect to, honestly. But that's a different plan for another day for me. But yeah,
I think though there's also something about walking into somebody's house, right? Yeah, and you have maybe one real arcade, one really good arcade, machine, and one pinball machine, and that's it.
100%.
And I think it walking into an arcade room sometimes is overwhelming for people who aren't arcades. But if you have one Pac-Man, just a real Pac-Man, and it's in your house somewhere, it doesn't have to be tucked away in some loft or attic or whatever. It fits in with the house, right? Yeah. You can make one arcade and one pinball fit in with the decor of the house. You can't make 12, 15 one-ups.
You have 10 screens around you. You have Atari cartridges at hand's reach.
So I just think there's something about that. Like if I walked into somebody's nice house and they had one pinball and one, that real arcade machine, I think that's cool. I think like, So, and one day I'll probably downsize to the same thing. And like I was telling Kev, this will be my corner and that's it. I'll have 3 or 4 and that's it.
I kind of agree with Rexer because, I kept getting more and more. And then I started to realize, you know what? I think I was happier when I had less of them.
Yeah.
It's like,
You got 2
Yeah.
or 3 lined up, and you're like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna go play this one." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I'm just letting
I
these
was,
guys talk, and
I was in my bedroom and I had
The
like
layout's better without
7
me on it.
arcade cabinets in my bedroom, and I was like, "Nah, this has got. They're all gotta go." I went down to 3 because it was just
sometimes
like,
less
no.
is just better.
You couldn't even
It-
walk around. There's just arcade cabinets. I'm like,
Half of this
no.
stuff in my background like just winds up being atmosphere. Like I literally
Yeah,
never
exactly.
play some of the
Exactly.
cabinets. I play on the
Sell it.
iiRcade. I play the pinball.
Yeah.
I play the
Yeah.
Legends Ultimate. Every once in a while, I'll jump on my Atari 12-in-1 that you can't see.
What?
It still
Of
blows my
the
mind, like,
one-ups, what do you
the-
play, Brooklyn? The
the-
Ridge Racer?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Out of all of them,
Yeah.
I
He doesn't even know.
I never
PSVR.
I literally never play the MVC2. Like it's pretty much just there for show. I just don't like fighting games, you know, and I thought maybe getting that,
That would
like
push
I
you
could
into
get
liking
myself
them, but-
into it, but I just don't feel like I don't get I more enjoy watching people that know how to play them battle each other than me just like I feel like I'm just hitting buttons and I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm the
So,
same way.
Yeah.
I'm probably
Always.
the only person that bought the MVC2 and played the Super Nintendo games on it, you know, more than the actual fighting games.
Yeah, I'm the guy that got the Killer Instinct, and I'm like, Battletoads is
Battletoads.
awesome. You
I would
know,
say-
it's like
I really
But-
love my Atari 12-in-1,
Yeah.
especially
I appreciate people.
once I
like
got
it.
Glenn's Spinner and Trackball on there. You know, those games are timeless.
Yep.
And to be able to
Right.
play them on
Well,
an
come
on,
arcade
come on,
cabinet
hold
with the
on,
proper
Brendan.
controls is a lot of
Hold
fun.
on.
And I like my Defender Partycade.
Yeah.
Arc bar isn't timeless on that cabinet.
No, it isn't. But Centipede is great.
Centipede,
even
Millipede, Crystal
even when-
Castles, yeah.
you know, it's not as good when it's in the wrong aspect ratio, but
Yeah.
it's a great game. The game itself is great.
Yeah,
And
but when you realize that all those games are on your At Games Legends stock
yeah,
and more, like Black Widow's on the At Games Legends
I
stock.
know. At Games
come
has a
on,
good
and Centipede
collection.
and
Yesterday,
Millipede and
I was
You know?
highly enjoying pinball because they're doing these challenges now, and that's what makes things fun when
Oh,
you
yeah.
know people that are playing in them. So
yeah.
I just popped on the one table that's the
Yeah.
challenge for the week, looked at the scores and said, like, I can't even break 300,000, and these people are hitting like 28 million. So
Yeah,
then I talked to
23,
Nick,
well.
asked, he's playing it, he gives me
Yeah.
some strategies, and that's fun, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm focusing on that one table. I have like what, over 200 tables on that thing?
Exactly.
No,
You're not gonna
pinball,
play them all.
pinball is amazing. You know Punk Rock Dave from the iiRcadians? He joined a pinball league, and now he goes and he plays real pinball with a bunch of guys, and they compete, and it's fun. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like that
Yeah.
that Stern has those like QR codes that you can scan now attach to your account for your high
Yep.
scores.
Yep. That's what
Yeah.
yeah.
Smartest thing.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that
Yeah.
when I was watching Rexer set up his new pinball machine. That,
Yeah, you know what,
you-
Brooklyn, though, I wanted to say too is, you know how you say you don't, you're not really a big fan of fighting games. When I see people who go out and buy every single cab of every single genre of every single, I'm like, it's impossible for you to be a fan of every single genre. Like, I don't like shooting games really,
Except
not
for
really
Papa.
big into steering. How can you like fighting games and every single genre of game, you have to get that cab or have that game. You have to look back at some time and say, I really don't like that game, or I really don't like Killer Instinct. Like I'm a fighting guy, and I played that when it first came out, and I remember it, like the day it came out, and it was battling right after MK2 and right before MK3, and I was like, I just don't like it. But some people, they just keep buying and buying. You can't like every genre, and it's okay not to like a game. It's okay to say, I don't like Centipede and Millipede, and but people just they keep buying this stuff, and it's like, no, wait, get what you really like and enjoy. And it's okay to say you don't like fighting games,
Yeah, that's why a lot of people would laugh at us at some of the games that we enjoyed on the iiRcade. But I was honest when I said, like, if they brought out Street Fighter 2 next week, I'd rather be playing this game.
Yeah.
Because it's just what I like. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't be happy for the other people that enjoy that one, but it's just not my style of game. I don't get anything out of it. I'll get more out of a beat 'em up where I'm walking through a level and fighting than just the constant same battles over and over again with the same couple of fighters. I lose interest in it pretty quick.
I realized that really there's only 2 cabinets I was ever playing, and it was the iiRcade and the Big Blue. Like, everything else was kinda, like, just there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
typical
For no
though too.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's most
it's
people.
like,
just-
oh,
about the
I
game.
like it a
They'll
little
play a
bit,
couple.
but
About
you
the
know, I
game.
like it. I like it a little bit, but do I like it enough for $600, or do
Yeah.
I like it enough
to own it.
for five? You know,
Yeah.
that's the
Have to
question.
own a
You know,
tribute to
does
it.
everybody like Pac-Man? Yes. You know, but you know, do you love it? Do you play it? You know, if you have Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man, are you really going to go to Miss, Pac-Man? Or how many times have you played Pac-Man since you
Oh,
bought Pac-Man?
First of
You
all,
know,
let me
it's like,
Rexer, you're never going to get Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man together.
Right.
That will never ever
Exactly.
happen.
exactly.
So I
you
mean,
know, but
Yeah.
I would get bored of
Unless
those
you have a
too.
multi-game.
and don't forget, I got Pac-Man on my ALU and Miss Pac-Man. So,
Yeah.
well, you know, it's like, holy smokes, you
What
gotta
can't
draw
you
the
get
line
Pac-Man
somewhere.
on at this
you
point in
know?
time?
Yeah, exactly.
iiRcade.
It's on
iiRcade.
everything.
Oh, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Glenn's deck will be coming.
I set
I'm
myself
reminded
up
of
for
that
that
every
one.
day.
Mike.
Yeah, kind of push.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, that would have been a big grab for iiRcade, but I get bored of that one pretty quick too, because
People love to they love to collect shiny new things. I've learned,
Mhm,
especially over the
mhm.
past 3 years, they love new,
Yeah.
not just new games, but they like big new things to buy.
Yeah.
For some reason, they have to spend hundreds of dollars
Yes.
every couple months on them for some reason too. And
I
like,
was happy
I mean,
just
good on
picking
you,
up my
because
new
you want to do
games
it,
for
you can afford it.
$6 and playing and
Yeah.
enjoying them.
I really
You guys
enjoy.
were
You mentioned
around.
Evercade earlier. I just love that thing. I
It's good.
don't
I
enjoy
like the
I
concept.
don't enjoy the games that are on there that are also on iiRcade, because playing certain games in an arcade environment, you can't.
It's different than with a
Beat
controller,
that.
sure.
Yeah, it
But
can
I
be
do
great, yeah.
love. I always considered like the Evercade. Think of like the iiRcade, but with console stuff. Like real, you find like this real underground stuff that you never heard of, and you really get introduced to some good games, and having them on the physical cartridge. It's great.
Michael, was there any interaction, since there was so much overlap with Evercade and there's so many titles that we wanted, like Xenocrisis, and like there were some decent games that could have came over.
Yeah.
Was there any like discussion that they can help you get games, or is it like not, like how does that work? Or
No, we never really talked to Evercade, honestly.
Okay.
It's one company I can say that we've just never honestly really talked with too. But they're in the UK, for instance.
yeah,
But
yeah.
their licensing though is very similar to ours. You can tell because we have a lot of the
Yes.
same titles, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So
yes.
that's how licensing works. You can tell in us and like at games as well too, right? They have a lot of the same titles often. There's reasons for that too, because these companies will license them at either certain prices, or they'll license them. They will actually just license them properly, which is nice too. You deal with some of these other companies that we might not have, and that Evercade might not have even too, and they either want like astronomical numbers that just are out of our reach. It's like, we don't want to pay $500,000 for a handful of games right now, because it's a lot, and that's a realistic sum, by the way, too.
Wow.
Yeah, because we paid that before. But beyond that, yeah, go figure.
Speculate.
Yeah.
What did they pay?
So that's a lot of the time that's it. So like with a company like Evercade, right? They're not selling a machine like that. They're going to sell you that cartridge, right? So if they pay a huge amount of money for, 10 games on that cartridge, 15 games on that cartridge, 20 even, what do they put on that? Are they going to recoup the loss? How many cartridges are they going to sell of that, right? And at what price are they going to sell that out to recoup that loss? That's because that's their entire business, right?
But they don't change the prices. So you're getting, let's say, 15 Toplin games for $20.
Yeah,
who's
like
who's
$20.
making money on that, Michael? Like,
Sure.
when you cut it all up, what's left after $20? It's
Depends,
crazy.
because they probably get very different licensing deals than we get because they're on a
Okay.
cartridge. So we have companies, of course, some companies don't want to be on the same cab, right? So that's, again, the problem with the multi-cade sometimes, right? Some companies don't want to play nice. They just don't want to play nice with each other. If you have a title game on this cab, you cannot have a pro-playing game on this cab, say, right? That's not the case. But just for example, that's how it goes, right? So that's why you won't see certain titles on the same cab ever from any company, because those companies will not play nice together, and they will never do it unless they starkly change their ways, right? It's like putting Xbox games on a PlayStation, right? Really, Xbox would be fine with that, but like putting a Sony game on a Microsoft platform, it's not going to fly. So that's how it works sometimes too with licensing. So a cartridge system, same way.
Michael, that's where it goes back to, would you guys have been better off making a Tato cab with just Tato games and a Tato design than a Toplin cab with with one design, and selling multiple, forcing people to buy multiple cabs right?
Sure.
Instead of trying to do what's right and
Yeah,
give
Arcade won 'em
everybody
all.
most of the
Yeah.
games on one cab,
Yeah.
right? You
But
know,
again,
and
different
that could
business
have,
proposition for us. We sell the cab as loss leader because we're a console. We make money off the games. That's what we've always
Yeah.
done. So it's just a very different business model entirely.
Yeah.
So that's why we are not really comparable to like an Arcade 1-Up or Nat Games. Honestly, we're all in
Yeah.
very different categories. People don't realize that. Licensing realizes that though too. So like other companies might be in a toy category, even though they're the same size machine almost as us too, but we're not in that category. And then we have to deal with their console division for this game system and stuff too, which is crazy sometimes. So we get separated like that too, which makes licensing very messy. That's how it goes sometimes. It's not always logical, mind you, by the way, too. I wish it was, it's just not. But yeah, could we have just made like multiple cabs with, a handful of games on them from different companies? Sure. It's just a very different business plan than what we wanted to do, honestly, is really what it is. So we wanted to make an arcade ecosystem with consoles. That's really what we set out to do, and that's what we're trying to do. So
yeah. All right. Well, you guys, I've overstayed my welcome, and my wife's going to kill me because we got to go watch some Succession, or she'll rip my head off, and I don't want to be in the doghouse. Brooklyn, thanks for having me on.
Rexer, thank you so much for stopping in.
Everyone, Nick,
Good seeing you, Rexer.
Papa Brad, Michael,
Good seeing you,
Kev Brad, I
Rexer.
see you
Right on.
much as it is.
All
I don't
right,
know if
Rexer.
you're breaking
Thank
too,
you
but
for having me.
Yeah,
And
I'm
everybody in
gonna.
the chat, we'll see
I just
ya.
want to say, Michael, it's probably my last time I'm ever going to see you on a stream with me. Thank you so much for your dedication, your passion, and your knowledge to the iiRcade and the community. We respected you, we love you, and we wish you
100%.
nothing but success in the future, my
you.
friend. Thank you so
Agreed.
much.
appreciate it.
Agreed.
So I appreciate
yeah,
it.
100%.
Yeah.
Kev, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night, man.
Yeah. We'll talk about getting something going on steps.
Yeah, I'll hit you
Papa, Next, Brooklyn.
Yep.
I appreciate you
Absolutely.
guys. Michael, Godspeed, my friend. Talk to you later.
Later.
All right, there they go
Wow.
from the Rexer show. Rexer and Kev Gret. Let's talk bad about them now that they're not here anymore.
I can't talk bad about that.
No, it's not. Let's
not.
just move on to the next
Let's not.
topic.
Why?
The next
Steps,
part of the show.
I need some sort of beef going on. Or no one's gonna watch my show. Come on, let's start some problems with those two
Are
guys.
you a drama channel?
I'm friends with Kev in real. He's my real life friend. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met Rex in
I
real
love
life,
Kev Brett.
at least in fairness.
yeah, I met you, but I met the,
that's true.
the
Yeah, we met-
mustachioed
yeah.
Michael. I want to
Let's
meet
see.
the
I-
non-mustache Michael.
Yeah, I met Michael and I met Brooklyn. Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm a nice person in real life.
You were quiet the whole time and hit out with a
Yes,
camera.
I don't talk to anybody.
True. I'm just mad because Brooklyn stole my Yingling and I can't get it out here. So, because he knows that's my beer.
I
You can get
polished off
Yingling
a
in
couple of
Indiana.
them.
You could just drive.
You can't in Illinois though. It makes no sense. I don't understand it, but
You could just drive an hour away, right? And get it.
I guess. I don't know. Is Indiana an hour away from me?
Where in Indiana would you have
I
to
guess
hit
on the
from
corner,
Chicago?
yeah, if you
You
hit
could
the corner of
probably get to
Indiana.
Gary.
Yeah, oh, very Indiana. That's fair. All right.
Yeah.
So that was so nice. Everyone popped in. So, I wasn't going to interrupt, let everyone have a nice chat. But are you ready to get to week 2 and possibly the final week of the summer games? We have this wheel I'll bring up. There it is. We have 4 new games this week that are all currently online on the iiRcade.
Are any of these games going to take 90
Hopefully they're
minutes,
still online.
like last week? when I
And
got
we
the
have the
baseball?
4 hosts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the wheel, and then 1 game and 1 host will be picked. And then at that time, anyone in the chat room, get ready. You could we'll start up a game, and whoever jumps in first can challenge us. If no one pops in, we have a backup plan. We'll just play against each other. But Mike, you going to hang out for this segment?
Yeah, I'll probably actually head out in like
Okay.
5 minutes here, but I'll be on.
All right.
That, so, yeah.
Well, if you head out while we're playing, thank you so much for joining us.
Michael.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
iiRcade or not, you're our friend. You're always welcome to come hang
Yeah,
out with
figure it
us,
out, I'm sure.
play games,
Gamers
chat,
game.
whatever.
You guys know that I actually play the games too. So
Absolutely.
Yes.
Gamers game. Games are, oh yeah.
Well, we're about to really play the games too. Let's spin the wheel for week
Let's spin it.
2 of the summer games.
That was awesome.
Let's go.
There we go.
That was a good bro.
Psyched.
I think you're just like spinning wheels, man.
This is double wheels. All right.
It is go, go, go.
With Brad.
Looks like
Looks like
Papa
And
Brad.
me. All right.
Papa Brad is up.
Do this.
One of my favorite games, Papa Brad.
It is go, go, go. It is Papa
Good
Brad's gaming. Papa Brad, get go, go, go fired up. Oh, I'm buzzed. I'm gonna be so easy to beat.
Supposed to make you play better.
Let's bring Papa Brad up.
Space Invaders.
That works.
This isn't a summer game.
In space, it
Brad.
is.
Okay. Let's do this one.
Oh, me, huh?
There we go.
There we are.
Come on, Carlo.
And get us some
First one, get in
sound. I think Carlo wanted to face you in this. That's so crazy that I actually picked you.
I know. This is a game that I thought I wanted to play too. Let's see. Go, go, go.
When you get a
Online
goal,
play. Let's see who shows up. Create a
when
room.
you get a goal, I'm gonna shout, "Go, go, go!" How about that?
So Michael,
Like a good
what's
plan.
gonna happen next week when we hit online play? Is it just gonna play like a laugh track?
No.
Go. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
It'll probably be taken away from the
Hey,
game.
It is Carlo.
It is
Yeah.
Carlo.
So you won't see the screen anymore that pops up. This is local or online. It'll just be normal. So it'll just go straight to the instruction screen.
What's going to happen to the screensaver? Will we still have a screensaver?
The attract mode.
Track
Unless
mode.
I make a new one, it's staying on the one.
Please
that's on
make a new one. You know what? I have most of them recorded.
Ah, that's true.
So
I
I do
have
have
them
the
all on the
U
drive
log
here,
if
too,
anybody
yeah.
wants
I've got them
that.
all. People have been
That's
asking me about that too. Yeah, if we make a new
Maybe
one,
I
too.
could-
I don't know if I'm gonna have the time honestly to make a new one too. Like I'm chilling right
Alright.
now, but I gotta make a new one if I want.
Anyone that wants the U log, $39.99. Just hit me up.
Everybody
I'll
wants
send it to you.
Yeah.
Well, someone asked if you can make that like a game, like you just hit an app and then it's the Yule log, like you could enter it that way.
Well, that's entire software change, so I can't do
Yeah,
that.
you can't do that.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, don't have
but
time for that.
Well,
But
here.
someone was wondering if that could be done.
There's gonna be no track mode. It's just gonna be the Yule log year round.
That's right.
people ask me, that, so I was
Christmas.
like,
Christmas
maybe,
all
but
year
yeah,
Why
long.
not?
I can
Why
do
not?
it.
Mexico's probably pretty good.
Thanks, Michael. I just bought this one because of online play.
Oh, go! Yeah.
So we got Team Mexico
Maybe I'll-
versus Team
Maybe my
Switzerland.
wife will play soccer against me.
This is a good one. I think Go is like my second favorite, but like Evolution Soccer is, I think, the best on the system for soccer games in my opinion.
I'm not like a big sports game fan, but playing them online against people is a good time. So Brad is player one, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yes.
Playing
Yep.
against
Team Mexico.
Carlo, brand new iiRcade owner.
Carlo is Switzerland.
Go.
Nice save, Brad.
Going the right direction. This way, Forrest.
Oh, he's just going. He's deacon. Not even passing. He's going all the way.
It's
All the
looking good for
way.
Brad.
Oh, what a save by
Oh!
Carlo!
Carlo with a
That's
save.
denied.
Denied.
Ball back at midfield. Carlo going down the
Ooh,
pitch.
knock him over.
Oh,
Not
tackle.
playing fair.
Tackle
playing
by
dirty.
Papa Brad. Oh, another tackle by Carl. Oh, steals the ball. There's the pass. Getting close to the goal. Is he? Oh no, another tackle. Papa Brad back on the offensive. Past midfield. Carlo catching up. He's going for the tackle, but oh, he backed off.
Oh,
What is Papa Brad doing? He's all over the place.
Confusing him.
Oh, nice save, Carl. Oh.
Get it.
So you can go for that one-timer. Get a nice pass and then a boom. Oh, just dropped him. Yellow card. Oh, man. And just a free-for-all. The ref is just turning a blind eye to all
yeah,
these
no goals
penalties.
yet.
I remember when this was first coming out for online too. We were testing it. The online with the rollback and stuff. It wasn't quite working for this game. We had to do a lot of adjustments because the map that you see on the bottom of the screen, the players would just start drifting off of it in random directions, so it made no sense all the time, and we got so confused, and then realized it was a bug.
How do you fix bugs in games?
It all depends on the game, especially with these ROM games. It's a little different. Yeah, I can tell you how in like a modern game engine, much different than fixing the ROMs. So
even if you told me, I probably wouldn't understand. It's playing well. The online always plays good once you connect. It's just always the music that we get a little
audio's
bit
rough,
wonky.
yeah, because it doesn't like the rollback sometimes in the ROM games. It's always been kind of a thing that we've like tried to improve, but it's very difficult to do.
So person to person's not an option either. It sounds like.
So peer-to-peer still connects through the server. So the server itself connects you, and then you play via that person's connection, essentially, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So peer-to-peer isn't now. It won't really be an option at the time.
Didn't you hear the big announcement? Rexer and Kev Gret are going to buy the server.
How is that? Well, I mean, if they buy the server,
we had replay or PK.
And they're going to set it up in Rexer's house.
Replay. Penalty kick means PK. We don't know how to penalty kick. Play another round.
Those
Continue,
two, I
Carlo.
would not be surprised if they
Carlo,
did.
Continue.
Is he still there?
Somebody at least scores.
Order up.
Order up.
Rexer's going to own iiRcade, and it's he's going to erase all our games, and we're only going to have Donkey Kong.
If we released that Toe Jam and Earl Gold Edition that we had shown off at CES, maybe we would have bought one. Because that's the one he liked a lot, I remember, at CES.
I really like that one. I'm not like a huge fan of Toe Jam and Earl, the actual game. I'm still trying to like figure out what I'm doing. But when I saw the cabinet in person when I was over at iiRcade, it was one of the nicest looking ones.
It's the Nickelodeon cab is what I always called that one. Because it has that bright orange trim and everything on it too. And it's so bright and colorful with the cartoons for Toe Jam. Just always
like that one.
Very
like the Rising Hell cabinet was really nice.
See, awesome. I wish more people had the Mayhem Brawler cab because that was my favorite cab. And that's the only cab in existence that I didn't have at the office, actually, that we didn't have a pre-production print for me.
Yeah, I didn't see that one in person. I saw a picture of that one.
Yeah,
they did a nice job on that. They made it look like a comic strip.
Oh, if that was a gold edition version of that, no,
they only had
there was a plan for a gold edition of that. Yeah.
There's somebody in Illinois trying to sell a Mutant League football cab on Facebook.
Oh, there you go.
Oh! So close. So close. I thought he was going to score for sure. He didn't score. It's a miracle.
Ooh, Cuddles is saying he almost ordered the Sydney Hunter cab. That actually is my favorite cab to date.
That's a beautiful
was
cab.
The Sydney Hunter cab.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even like necessarily my favorite game. Like it's a good game. It's just not my favorite game. But like the cab itself was probably my favorite style of cab.
iiRcade just announced the whole Sydney Hunter cartridge coming to their platform, and people were really excited about that.
Yeah,
they have all the games on one cart.
It's a good game.
We'll play the first person to score.
Yeah, didn't they have some weird license with Capcom where the Capcom titles could only be downloaded and not on the cartridge?
I have it on the iiRcade EXP.
It's always the fun things of licensing, the fun caveats that you get.
All the games are built in, but for me, the screen is just way too small to try to play a shoot 'em up and concentrate on everything that's going on.
Yeah.
All right, Papa Brad, if this is still 0-0 by the end, it's penalty kicked to decide.
Okay.
Because this is game 3, so this will be for all the marbles if whoever's the winner.
Whoever wins, whoever gets the next point.
Oh man,
you got 2 shots on goal right there.
They goal your butt.
As of like next holiday season, I'll have 3 iiRcades. I have the original iiRcade VS. I have the iiRcade EXP, the ones that all got stolen, the limited ones, black ones, and then now I got the very limited Duke Nukem iiRcade VS.
Did iiRcade make a full-size machine at one point, or am I going crazy?
We heard speculations, like someone kept saying that they were going to do one. But I haven't seen anything.
Maybe I saw like a rumor and somebody like photoshopped a picture or something. That's what I saw. Because I swear at one point in my time, like in my life, I saw an iiRcade machine. And that's
it would be awesome if they did. You just put your cartridges in. Like, put a couple of cartridges in it.
Papa Brad.
Well, there's a couple ways you
Papa
can do
Brad,
it.
you beat the computer? I thought you were actually playing somebody. I went to like get a drink and I come back. It said press start.
Oh, so
Oh, okay.
Brad, Carl's disconnected from you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
I
said it
didn't
was
know.
laggy. He said it was
Oh,
laggy.
okay.
That's why he backed out. But the game wasn't over. The 55 seconds.
So what are we doing here?
Let's
Did you just
roll.
like
Let's
beat
do
the
another
computer?
game. Yeah, I just got the first.
All right, let him jump back in.
Okay.
All right, go for it.
Michael, if you have to leave at any time, don't worry about it. You know, you could
You
just
got me for 2 minutes. It's almost midnight.
say
Here.
goodbye and back out.
I'm surprised Nick's is still awake here.
Yeah, well,
Let's
yeah.
go.
I had coffee. I'm on vacation
Thanks so
now,
much
too.
for surprising us and popping in.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was such
Hugely
a treat. That
appreciate
was
it.
a surprise.
Great.
Nice.
I was gonna pop in earlier, but I've been doing all that stuff trying to get the game online right now, which I need to double check again. That's what I'm gonna do after
Yeah,
this.
that was also a nice surprise too.
Yeah, I'll start checking for that as of tomorrow. I'll check.
Oh, I can't
daily
wait
and
to
see if it
wait.
pops up.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it on the store. Heavy metal
It
type.
should be there right after I get to it tonight, in like an hour-ish probably.
We'll check for it.
But we'll see.
We'll be
I can
up.
make no promises on that, but likely that's it. I'll make a post on Facebook in the community group too.
Maybe I'll stay awake a little longer for that. We'll see. But that'll be awesome. Just wake up to that. That'd be awesome.
Well, the good news is next tomorrow night I'm starting the heated barrel race to the finish at 10, so, or not 10, 9, so 9 p.m.
So if you get Glenn's deck and then you ever decide to switch in with his Akari Warrior stick, play heated barrel with that. Oh, that's how that game is meant to be played.
Yeah, that Akari Warriors
That's gonna be awesome.
stick looks great. The only issue is where am I going to put it as in relation to if my arcade stays on the stand? You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. But I want that because I think it'd be fun to play Akari Warriors with it.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. All right, so who? Oh, sorry, I missed it. Who's playing with Brad now?
Sacro.
Sacro. Okay, so Sacro is Team Italy, and
That'd be good.
Papa Brad is Team France.
Bad. He's already pulling off advanced kicks.
Yeah, remember, it's like hockey. You got to pass, shoot. All that stuff. Passing is key.
I thought you were talking about smoking for a minute. Pass.
Wow. Oh boy! Look,
Well, when I
he
was
doesn't-
playing,
Sacro knows what he's doing.
what was it, Heavy Smash the other week? Was that
Yeah.
was it the game? Yeah, it played like hockey. You just had to keep
Secret
passing, and then you deke out that goaltender.
Whoa.
I will say I was shocked.
That was
Hit the ice, never hit the iiRcade. But
Oh
that's
yeah,
it.
see,
Again,
that was a
goal.
beautiful goal.
oh, that
That's
was
a
nice.
bicycle
He's
kick.
got the skills to pay
Nice.
the bills.
It's because hockey games have a lot of
Replay.
licensing issues
Look at
usually.
that.
That's why.
Even hit the ice when it doesn't have any real
it's-
players.
It's crazy the things that you learn sometimes when you're going after these games. You're like, I would have never even looked into this honestly. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
get
always one thing or
creative.
another, and you're just like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess so.
Okay,
Whoa,
that's
boy, he's
cool.
got
I
the
thought that
strategy.
game would have been one of the easiest ones, but hey, I guess I'm wrong. You know, you
Yeah,
learn.
Whoa.
You have to
yeah,
make
it always
those
shocks me
right.
too. The games that you're like,
Whoa.
this should be
Point
easy to
for
license, right? Like, why not? So you go after it, and then you find out like why it hasn't been on any other systems is because of different things.
Well, we
Mhm,
found
that's a
out
good
that old Grandpa McKinley actually designed the hockey player, and he gets a cut, and so it's because of that. Right?
So is Brad losing now?
Yes, he's
Yeah,
down
I'm
2
losing
goals. He's
bad.
got to get upfield here and do some match.
Sacro's a master.
And the
at
ref
this
was
game.
standing right there. No,
I am
no
playing
yellow
a
card.
master.
That was like
He's
a
got the
shoulder
skills.
check.
Look at that.
Wow, that was nice.
Look at those fancy kicks he's doing.
And that's the nice thing about this game is as soon as you score a goal, it does a nice replay. I like that. Slow motion replay.
Foul.
Oh, finally a
Ooh.
foul was called.
Finally
Like,
a
yeah, he's
foul.
been playing dirty all game. Oh,
Free
man, here we
kick.
go.
Yeah, I fell in love in this one when I had an MVS
Oh,
sack.
oh,
Oh,
he
Jack
choked.
kicks it out.
He choked. Oh,
Oh,
That
Looks
was
like
a
Carl's taking
surefire
this
goal.
one. Is that
Yeah.
it for the game after
Sacro's
that
taking
timer
it.
runs
well,
out?
he's gonna score 2 goals in 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
gonna
that's-
happen.
well, you never know,
It's-
but
it's rough.
I
Yeah,
doubt it.
that's
well,
not gonna happen.
he's running out of
It's not
time.
gonna
He's got to
happen.
score quickly and then get the ball back. He's got to get possession. Got to get upfield.
Have you guys played Big
I-
Striker as well?
Is that the basketball? No,
It's,
no,
it's
that's the
soccer.
other
soccer game.
Sorry, it's soccer as well.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. I got this one because it had online.
Whoa!
I think Goal 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 is better, but Big Striker is more popular, I would say. But Evolution Soccer is still my favorite soccer on the system.
Injury time.
Yeah, who's injured? Wait.
Well, the foul.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah.
Good
That's
game,
it, huh?
Sacro. That's it.
Sacro
game.
takes
Sacro
it.
for the win.
Wow.
In the community. Good game, Sacro.
Sacro,
As
this
we
is for
bring
you.
the wheel back in. Let's spin this
All
again.
right. Well, I'll head out this time then.
All right, Michael. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Michael.
Thanks, guys. Have fun playing.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Good luck, Michael.
Oh boy, it's moving quick. It may get to my name. What's the game?
Blow on it.
It's volleyball.
I have volleyball. I just never played it before. So hey, if
Oh, it's
anybody
fun.
wants to play a
I
newbie,
played this game on Nintendo.
Looks like it's going to
and
be
it's fun.
U.S. Championship
So this has got
volleyball
to be better
against
arcade
Steps Gaming.
all right,
It's got to be better.
all right.
But it's a
I
good
gotta-
volleyball game.
What do I gotta do? I gotta hit settings, and I gotta get.
Hey, Jean's in the chat, guys. Woo!
All
Hey,
right.
John. Good to see you.
Is anything coming up?
We're still here enjoying online play.
For now.
Is nothing coming up? Nothing's coming up. Give me a minute.
Yeah, take your time.
I got the wrong HDMI plugged in. All I have to do is switch it. I got an HDMI hanging right out of the back of that cabinet. So
Steps will have the right HDMI plugged in tomorrow night when we go. What are we going, like all Western?
yeah, it's a West. Let's see, Wild West night. We're gonna do a race to the finish in heated barrel on Steps Gaming between the four of us, basically.
I'll
I
be
guess
there
we'll-
for that.
Hey!
Yeah, it'll start at 9 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes, I'll be awake.
Am I showing now? I am. All
Yeah.
right.
Yes, you are.
Bring Steps up.
So
Bring her up.
I gotta go down. Well, I probably should just go to sports. There's gonna be too many.
And some
things.
Yeah,
volume.
just go to sports. So yeah, she'll have that tonight. I'll be playing in the heated barrel race to the finish. So what are we're going to be playing like co-op, and we can see who gets to it first. We have West Side Ryan already waiting
right.
in there.
I will play Westside Ryan.
Yeah, like I said,
This
game,
is a good one.
This is a good one. I played this on Nintendo. My first time ever playing this game. So the arcade game's got to be better. Like Nintendo graphics or Nintendo graphics. The gameplay was amazing.
Yeah, I have both goal, and U.S. Championship volleyball on the iiRcade, but I picked them up on the iiRcade exclusively to play against you people. This one's a lot of fun, even offline.
Yeah, like you get to pick what double drag characters too. Yep. I remember this. Then you travel across America.
I hear the person to beat in this one is Kevgray.
Kevgret loves this game. Kevgret's good too. He beat me online.
I'm still learning it. I really love squash.
No, it's easy to learn, but for me, I would have to get used to the timing. Yeah.
I didn't realize I
feel
was
of
the
it.
first player until just a minute ago because I thought I was second because I joined him.
So what you do is when you go up for a spike, you have to like hammer the button quickly to charge up your spike.
Which button? A?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, all right. I think
Certain players that you pick can do it better than other characters. I remember from the Nintendo version.
Oh man, I whiffed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have the time. Yeah, the timing's got to be.
All right.
You got to time it.
Well, I guess I made use of this purchase now. You know.
So then now jump and then. Sometimes you can't do the spike. You just have to hit it again. Like you have to judge if you can actually go up. You got to hit that ball high for a spike.
It kind of reminds me of like squash. It kind of shows you where the ball's going to land. You just got to get your player over
It's the
there
timing,
and
yeah.
do the right thing real quick.
Who's watching the ball? I'm watching the girl in the bikini in the middle.
What? I didn't even tell him to jump. Okay. Interesting. Hey, I got it over the net. Yay, happy day.
Oh, you got spiked.
Yep, sure did. I told y'all, whoever gets the playmate is going to be in luck. I keep trying that jump and spike. It just ain't working for me.
Hey, T. McCloskey, welcome to the chat. Arcade Talk and Star Wars Review.
Oh, come on. I got to play there.
There you go. You got it, Steps. You got it, Steps.
It got better. I think that's got to be the end of it, right?
Yeah. Well, do another game. You're going to do better than yeah, because you were getting used to the timing. Absolutely.
Alright, we'll go again. Daytona Beach.
But yeah, it's like you have to be quick. As soon as you can get control of the other character, you got to move to the spot and jump up and get that spike. Yeah.
Hey!
Same with defending too. Like you have to be quick and get there and time the button to dive. What's going on?
It's cool because it's from Technos Japan, and don't the characters kind of look like the Double Dragon characters?
What?
Mm-hmm.
What's player 2 doing?
Am I player 2 now? That's what happened. I was player 1 before. Now I'm player 2. This is confusing. I thought I was player 1. That's so weird.
Are you still playing online?
Yeah, I think so. I never left.
We don't know if your opponent left.
It didn't say. Doesn't it normally say?
Nice.
That's just picking it up now.
There you go. There you go.
Wait, it just gave the other side a point.
Yeah, why didn't you get a point?
Oh, because you have to get the serve back first. You have to get the serve back. Did you understand what I mean?
Well, no, I hit it over there. And
No, but you just earn the serve back, not a point.
Mm.
You can only score points when you have the serve.
Yeah, I think it's the rules of volleyball.
Yeah, the rules of volleyball, I think.
I just missed that.
I think, anyway.
Who knows that? I just thought the rule was to hit it over the net.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Zhongshin made an amazing product. Championship V-Ball online right now.
This is only 2 buttons, right? B and A?
Yeah, I think it's just 2.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing. I think I was right there. Oh well, I tried. So I need to place this game some more. It seems like it could be fun.
So Steps has so far every panel member has been defeated tonight.
Oh boy.
As we bring the wheel back in.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
It's like watch everyone in the panel lose, but Nick is coming up, so Nix might be the one
We'll
to
see.
Got both wheels spinning.
We'll see. I gotta download the game too. See what
He's
game
never
it's
played
on.
these games though, so
Looks like it's going
You
to be
have a chance.
Hoops 96.
All right, I'll start downloading it.
All right.
Oh,
Hoops
it's still
96 with Nix.
Hoops
That rhymes.
96
With Nix.
against Knicks.
Where's the Mies? There's the Mies.
Yep.
I'll get the audio to it too. I'll switch my audio over to it.
That means I will be playing next
Bead.
in Bang Bead.
Bang
As I
Bead.
knock my headphones
And I bought
out
it.
of
I
my
just
mic.
bought Bang Beat. I didn't even need
Bang
to
Beat.
buy it. But hey.
Yeah, but
I
you'll
don't
like
know
it
the game.
anyway. All right, so let's get Nick's all set here. This is a good one. Hoops 96.
My family says the wheel spin music cracks me up.
I think we're waiting on Nick's to actually install the game.
He has
in his
3
iiRcade.
favorites.
Unacceptable Fringe says better to try and fail than to have never tried at all.
Yeah. I talked about that in my video today. I was like, I gotta give him prompts because he actually followed through on a dream that he wanted to, the dream that he wanted to follow through on. A lot of people never do, and
Absolutely.
a lot of people never do that.
Yeah, correct. Most
Yeah.
people will not take the risk.
Yeah. He dreamed big, you know?
All right, looks like we got the game installing now on Nick's console. It's already installed.
Yeah, my arcades are not going anywhere in my arcade. I plan on keeping in my arcade forever. They're great.
So who's going to step up to the challenge to play Nick's in Hoops 96? Obviously, he's never played it before.
Brother
Got
Bill.
Brother Bill.
Brother Bill's going to bring it. This is going to be a good match.
So also 2 buttons, shoot and pass. I think it does give you a little like lesson how to play in the beginning.
I was still confused why I was player 1 on the first time and player 2 on the second one. Oh well.
Carlos says Brother Bill with the slap down. SMK Alien says, Jong, you are the reason I got into home arcade. It's been a fun ride. Thank you. Arcade Talk and Star Wars reviews. Yo, Carlo. Yes, Biggie D. I own every single iiRcade game.
Chose the to be on the same team with me, so it was both of us versus the computer. He messed that up.
This was a quarter muncher for sure.
I see. So
I
we'll
do
see
have
if
the
Brother
complete
Bill
collection.
joins back in.
Yeah. And then I'll switch the audio back to the game. Yeah.
And just think how amazing. Not only will I have every game on the iiRcade, but I'll be able to flick a switch and then play a ton more games with Glenn's control panel. How cool is that going to be? And I'll still have all my iiRcade games. I can't wait.
We need to start a GoFundMe for all of us, and we'll just buy the server all together. How about that?
There you go.
I wish they could keep the server up so we could still play online and have a scoreboard, but a leaderboard. But I guess it is what it is, you know. Thank you so much, iiRcade. You know, they made an excellent product.
Absolutely.
You know, they raised the bar for everyone else in the home arcade space. They raised the bar, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a thing of beauty.
I'm glad I got a gold edition.
Still
we're-
waiting on an opponent for Nick's. If one of you wants to jump in,
Yeah, first come, first served.
I don't know what happened to
Good.
Brother Bill.
Mestry Encoder says he's going to make an emulator for the server and a leaderboard.
That would be awesome to be able to keep
That
the
would be
leaderboards
really cool.
alive.
Yeah.
That would mean a lot to the community, the people that still have machines.
Who knows how to play this basketball game?
Well, I'm assuming it. I'm assuming it.
Yeah,
Plays
Brother
like,
Bill's back. Brother Bill's back.
I'm assuming it plays like NBA Jam. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it does too. So whatever you did last time, don't do it again this time. Now it's saying you're player 1.
Yeah. Biggie D is a new owner of iiRcade. I hope he gets the games he wants. Hope he can get the games that he wants on the machine.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
figure out what I'm gonna get, because I don't have unlimited funds, but there's a few I'd still like to get. But I got 110 games, or 100, maybe more than 110 at this point.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
A
Steps.
lot. That's about a third.
The only thing I was considering is maybe
I think there was
some more
355
ColecoVision
total.
games, but that's about it. Everything else,
Yeah.
I think I'm good at.
I don't have Wizard of Walls or that shooter.
that one you should definitely get.
Hydroxia 2. I don't know that.
That's good.
Hyroxia 2,
Hyroxia 2 is really good.
It's pretty fun.
It's still saying computer for second player.
Is he pressing is he coining in and then pressing 2-player?
Sacro doesn't have Hoops 96. He has Street Hoops. I think Hoops 96 is the only one that's online, but I like Street Hoop better. I know it's like Hoops 96 is the sequel, but I think Street Hoop's better. But I do own Hoops 96. I don't own Street Hoop, but I play.
I think he might be
Hoop.
playing
Where's
a computer.
Brother Bill?
Is he playing a computer?
I think so.
Oh, Street Hoops is online? Well, that's cool. Yeah, I like Street Hoops better. That's just me. Okay, so is this the computer? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Press start. Does somebody else need to get in there?
I can jump in there and play. I don't know how to play this game, but
Brother Bill says it wouldn't
play.
let him start for some reason.
All right. Hold on. I'll see if I can get in. Menu.
All right, so have Nick's back out. You want to start it up, Steps?
I'm hitting
Carl O's in
online
there.
play.
Can you switch it over to your
Go
screen?
to Carl O. Carl O's in there. Yeah, does Carl O want to play him?
Yeah, go ahead. Link up with Carlo. And meanwhile, I'm going to get Bang Beat all set here.
Yep, that's the next game.
No one's in there now? Well, I'm there unless Carlo's joining him. Carlo's joining him, cool.
SJ Miola said he was going to get by another 3/4 cab, but decided to load up his iiRcade instead. Brother Bill says, yeah, play Carl O. I was a bit scared to play the great Knicks. Yeah. Well, I don't think he's ever played this game. He had to load it on his machine, so he might have had a chance, but he picks up stuff so quick. I mean, it's like he's got a gift.
Biggie D, just get the games you want, man. It's now or never.
All right, so now it looks like they've established a game.
Okay, good.
Looks like Carlo just took the lead.
Yep.
Two to two.
Yeah.
All right, which one's is Carl O the blue?
Yeah, Carl's player too.
Okay, Carlo taking it down, makes a shot, misses. Nick shoots from half court and makes it. So, wow.
Whoa, awesome.
Slam dunk. 5-6. Nix is in the lead. It gets stolen by Carlo. Carlo comes down court, shoots a long range 2, it whiffs it, and now we're back to Nix. Nix is going for a
Oh,
dunk, and he's stuffed. He's stuffed.
Stuffed.
Taiwan wins. I didn't even know Taiwan had a basketball team. I thought they were part of China.
In this game, they do, apparently.
Yeah.
Gonna be best out of 3 since they're quick games. Same thing. The next one, whoever goes up against me in Bang Bead, best out of 3.
MJ Games and Movies. Thanks again, Jong. iiRcade for life. Yep. iiRcadians assemble.
Yeah, these are quick games, man.
This game's fast.
Knicks. 4-2 Knicks. Carlo shoots from long range 3, misses, goes back to Knicks. Knicks is going for the dunk.
You see that? He's charging it up.
Boom.
Boom. Look at
Oh,
that.
he
Took the
about
whole
breaks
thing.
the whole basketball goal.
Look at that.
That was sick.
That was sick.
Nice long range
Just catching
2,
up.
6-4. Knicks coming back.
Only a 2-point.
Easy layup.
Yep.
Long range 3. Misses.
Stoneball, I think, is only 2-player. If you're like live, it doesn't
Yeah,
have
it's only
online.
local 2-player.
It's not going to matter soon anyway.
Those are,
'Cause we're not gonna have online.
Knicks is up 10-4.
That's kind of a cool one because that's one that you're
Dan
not.
hits the 3.
It's kind of like
Mhm.
hard to find
Yeah,
out
it's
anywhere.
pretty cool. But iiRcade had so many good games.
Here comes Knicks. He's stuffed. Carlo. Oh, too late. He misses the shot because time runs out.
So is it tied now? All right, whoever takes this match wins.
Yeah.
Yep. For all
No, I mean we can get the idea what the game
the
looks like, but
marbles.
keep in mind it is not in this stretch aspect ratio.
Yeah.
All the courts look really cool.
They do look cool.
Totally
It's a
different.
cool, fun
Yeah, like the
basketball
street
game.
one here.
Knicks ties it up 2-2.
In Stoneball, you can play the computer or you can play 2-player live, right, Brooklyn? Organization has a question. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, you could play with a second person on the other,
Fine.
second control deck.
So the phase 2, you're going to be able to play iiRcade games on your phone. I see Jong's in the chat. He's talking about the phase 2.
Yeah, it seems like that's what they showed today.
Yeah, because he showed it looked like a phone device or something. Then he was playing Warrior Blade on it. That would have been amazing. I mean, that's thinking big. I mean, everyone has a phone. The user base for that would be massive.
9-7. Knicks is in the lead, or he wins. Dang.
That's it.
Close
Knicks
game.
takes it.
Close game. One wins by 1. That's all it takes, though. Congratulations, Knicks.
And we don't even have to spin the wheel.
You don't have to
it
spin the
anyway.
wheel.
Let's see who gets
Spin it
picked.
anyway, because I want to hear that music.
This is exciting.
Every time you play that music, you drink another beer.
Right.
Who's it gonna be?
Well done, Carlo. Well done, Carlo. That was awesome. That was great.
That was a close match.
That was
Carlo gave you a
entertaining. I
run
loved
for your
it.
money,
I
Knicks.
loved it. I loved it.
It is
Good. It's good to watch.
Bang Bead up against
Brooklyn
me,
Menace.
Brooklyn Menace. Let's get rid of this. Get me full screen. and
Oh, you're welcome,
switch over
Carlo,
to sound.
man. Anytime.
We will be losing sound, so you won't be able to hear me on the mic. But if nobody joins in with me after about a minute or so, one of you can just pop on and play me. It's going to be the best out of 3 rounds, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just kind of wish that that hoops game was longer. Those games seem like they go pretty fast.
Yeah, well, as an arcade, it was on the Neo Geo Big Red. They probably wanted to keep taking quarters and get people in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But fun nonetheless. It's fun. Absolutely.
I remember this is going a ways back, but I did a video on the original iiRcade. I said the one thing it was missing was online. And then like maybe a week later or a couple days later, they dropped online as a feature. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. But it's like that with anything. With it goes across the
Anything
internet.
online that's that way though.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
My arcade went up to do the same thing.
But for the most part, that game with Carlo was pretty good.
Yeah, it's almost like a fighting game. Is anybody playing them? There we go.
Oh, look at this game. So it's like a Pong type S game.
Reminds me of Windjammers.
So the object is to collect all the stars.
Ooh, close.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like a harder version of Windjammer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do hope songs start feeling better. It feels like it's been for a while.
What's the message player too? easy, Gregory. Thanks for joining the show.
Thanks, Gregory.
Oh, Brooklyn. Let that one go. But you had that one, Brooklyn. What's the score now? Did he lose or is it 1 increase?
How many does he have to win?
It's best at 3, right?
Characters.
Oh yeah, Joe, we really appreciate everything you've done.
Oh, there you go.
Because really, it's brought the community together. And we're having so much fun with this thing. It's great.
Yeah, Don Juan, rewind this stream at the beginning. We talk about all the games that we recommend. I would get like all the modern games for sure, because they're all great. And you know, we have a list of all of our favorites at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, it did. Like this year included, this is a quality product. I don't know if you've ever seen one in person, especially the gold edition. It's a quality build, far superior than our better quality wood, and it was the controls. It's going to be great that you're going to be able to add, like we say, like Retro Pi S, add more games, be able to switch back to 2. That's going to be awesome.
I think, Don Juan, if there's like 1 or 2 games you really want to play right now, you should pick them up, man.
Yeah.
But I would, you know, if you're questioning it, don't buy a ton of games. Just buy 1 or 2 that you want to play right now and enjoy them. The good news is they're not very expensive.
I
Unless
know
you're
mystery.
talking-
I know mystery encoder. You're saying it without saying it. I know. I know. You're muted.
Yeah, I
Gus.
know. I'm still
You're good.
switching back
Sweet.
over to my mic.
You are golden.
I actually
Golden
won,
goose.
so Nix and I were both successful.
Champions. There you go.
That was a back and forth there in Bang Bead.
There you go.
I didn't launch one special ability that whole time.
Yeah,
In
you're
Bang
really
Bead,
good.
like when you try to that's part of the thing is like not just trying to like protect your crystals, because every single time if like it gets past you, you kind of lose your power up.
Don Juan is asking for a list of best shooters from Toplin. Batsugan. Obviously, there's more, but Batsugan is a must. It's a special edition on iiRcade. It's only like $7, and if you buy it right now, like for Switch, it's a Saturn port. It's not any good. It has 6 frames of lag. So the iiRcade special version, the arcade, is good.
Hey. We can't let that chat slide. Go back up to Mystery Encoder.
Truxton
Go back
2.
up there. What do you say? Get up there. Where's my meese?
You want a more classic one? Tiger
Which
Heli's
one?
great.
Let's go right here.
Really?
He says, I'll put it this way: people will be able to, if they choose, to share their libraries with others in the future. What he's going to be doing with the iiRcade.
I told you it's going to
The
turn
stuff
into
he's
the
working
Wild
on.
West.
Yeah.
So there you
Who
go.
knows
We're
what's
not going to
gonna
let that
happen.
one slide. He's leaking some tidbits here.
Yeah,
Tiger Alley is great.
It's all
for
good. I'm
classic
just
shmup.
saying, like, for right now, if you want to buy 1 or 2 games and somebody's like, I just want to play some games right now, and
Yeah.
you're talking, and he specifically asked Toplin, I'm saying Batsugan would be my number 1 choice.
Truxton 2.
Absolutely. Like I always said, Wizard of Walls. Gotta get that. One of the best games.
It's
Oh,
going to
yeah,
be interesting moving
Galacticon
forward
and,
from here.
Mhm.
We'll
Absolutely,
still be
Brooklyn.
here every week,
Yep.
speculating still now on like what's going to happen next with the iiRcade. It's definitely going to be a fun journey from this point on.
Yep.
And we hope everybody will continue to join us here every Friday night for the Friday Night Arcade Show. We will be back again next week. And I don't know if the online is still working, we will do week 3 of the summer games. If not, maybe like I was hoping we can have a golf tournament or play some bash bowling. But we'll see. Only time's going to tell.
Yep.
But until then,
Spin the
thank you
wheel.
so
Maybe that'll be
much.
the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Everyone
magic
that
wheel will
joined in
tell
tonight.
us.
Thank you.
We had lots of surprise guests pop in tonight. Interesting
A big show.
discussions.
Oh man, it's been fun.
3-hour
Steps will be
extravaganza.
live tomorrow night playing some games. I'll be over there for a bit before I jump into VR.
9 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna do Heated Barrel.
Yeah, come
Race
join us,
Weekend.
guys. Mm-hmm.
Until
I have a
then,
lot of
we'll
fun
see
tomorrow.
you again right here next Friday on the
Thanks
Friday
for
Night
joining us,
Arcade
everybody.
Show.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks again, everybody.